Alrighty, we are live. A little later than usual. Had to come up with a couple of solutions for our special matchup today. I realized I think Guilty Gear Strive does not have an innate random picker in the player lobbies, right? Or does it?
I think you do. Actually, that's a good question. I know in offline you do. That one I know for sure, but I've never really tried to use it for random matchups I've done with friends, since we've wanted to do things of getting characters picked for us. So yeah,
Also,
now that you say it.
Since I'm pretty smart, I didn't update the stream info, so let me fix that. We are playing Strive. There was so much prep for this one. And let me get this one here. This would be event number 45, I believe. Okay. Should be the right info. Sorry about that. Haven't forgotten to do that in 2 years, I think.
I don't think you need to apologize. It's part of it.
All right, but ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. Sunday evening. Actually, let me refresh so that my lobby doesn't die. There we go. Alright, so Bounty Hunters, Guilty Gear Strive FT7. It's gonna be an interesting one tonight. Not only do we have a lot of good matches, we have the first of the kind random select match between Zin and Gamma.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that one because, these are two proven excellent players who are gonna come in and be forced to kind of on the fly just adapt to different characters, and seeing how the general transferable skills may apply to other characters that they might not be as familiar with is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of random matchup matches back in the day with Xrd, but this will be the first one for Strive, and I think the format kind of fits Strive better in a sense, because Xrd was that game where you gotta flesh out your character a little bit more. Of course, the characters on this version of the game are pretty much the same. You still can't just pick up and play characters, but there's much more in terms of universal mechanics. Maybe a lot of the characters play, on their offense, basic strike throw. The mechanics are a little more similar between the characters, so maybe we're gonna see this more in the future.
That would be funny.
Yeah, it's still fairly early to Strive's lifespan, so people are still potentially looking to flesh out their main characters still. But I mean, a lot of top level players have played the whole cast even. I look at Glico ratings for the participants sometimes, and you find a really massive list of characters for a lot of these guys, so a lot of them are making good progress in becoming the new random pick king of the European scene.
Speaking of, there's one person I can think of in the Portuguese scene that would probably ace such a challenge, because even today they were talking about picking up their, I think, a 7th character. And they're a very good player. They've been in Bounty Hunters. It's Diogo.
Yes.
And yeah, they just pick up new characters and suddenly are crushing everyone with them. So, a problem where
sometimes you just want a little bit of, you know, fresh stuff in there. And some players are just that good at, you know, they can just play a lot of characters on the fly. Another player that comes to mind from the Finnish community would be Shady, who...
Oh yeah, Shady, definitely.
Yeah, Shady actually is doing a project at the moment where they are learning every character in the game. They pick up new character every week, and we already saw their Eno, so look forward to that stuff.
That was crazy to see Shady just on a week one Eno just do so well. That was an insanity.
All right, but our first matchup of the day is gonna be RhagTheDucktle, Faust player from Portugal, facing off against Javichu Kai from Spain. And since I think the players are ready to go in the lobby, we can start that whenever. And we can talk about these other fine matchups when the time comes.
Yeah, Rag is an absolute gamer, and really excited to see. Because I wasn't able to catch the match last week, since it was Easter and I was out. But I'm excited to see kind of the local Faust representation on stream.
So I think Rag is one of the... Is Rag maybe the top Faust talent currently in Portugal? I know you guys have quite a couple of Faust players in there.
Yeah, the two notorious ones are Tony, who has already shown his face around Bounty Hunters before, and Rog. But Rog actually, we haven't seen them play against Tony directly. So until we get a bit of a show match to see, I don't think we were gonna be able to determine who the true kind of Portuguese Faust legend is. But Rog does have more credentials to their name, participating in more tournaments, playing a lot more actively in the tower, so definitely the favored results-wise.
That was sick, the perfectly timed fireball bounces the bomb back and right into Rag's face.
Yeah, you know, that's the biggest issue with Faust, and a lot of Faust players will say is that in Strive you have a lot of items that can very easily be just put against you in the context of this game.
Yeah, you're gonna be so fast to sort of reacting to the situation. Whatever you're gonna throw, sometimes you need to contest your own item so that the opponent doesn't get value out of it.
Yes, especially with things like the trumpet. But here we see, we confirm into the super wall break from Rag.
And check their health bar, but that's a pretty decent amount of damage. Now Rag looking to finish this round. Oh, good 6-speed!
Getting the mixed 6-speed, the classic answer to that move.
I think in many situations, even on like cancel, especially one of the most common situations would be like jump 2k into mix. A lot of those have a gap. Oh, finds a big hit. Now Javichu.
And gets the wall stick very early on, preventing Rag from potentially having gotten out of that situation with a burst.
Oh, great jump! Where's the command grab? Flies to 5D, and Rag has the burst here.
Crawling under that fireball.
Oh my god, that was not enough! The drill was not enough! I thought Javichu has no life whatsoever. What a comeback there! Rag had such a decisive lead, but Javichu never gave up. Holy!
That was insane, kind of showing the mastery between both these players. I actually played against Javichu in the tower last night, just a little bit before heading off of Strive, and yeah, I got my ass handed to me. So.
Finds the hit before the bomb, but I think, yeah, Javi has to drop the combo here. His bomb is on their side of the... Oh, nice contest there! I think Rag was actually looking to pick up that.
Yeah, the bouncy afro is really good for Faust to get in a lot of situations, because it can make your head toss quite good, very solid tool for controlling space, and I don't know how well Kai can actually play against it. You know, I'm used to Eno where I can just kind of hover dash over it and not care that much, but you know, more grounded movement characters might struggle to deal with that space control.
The Afro is a very interesting item. We were talking about the items that can be challenged or like contested by the opponent, but whether you pick it up as yourself, as Faust, or if your opponent picks it up, there is some sort of value in both those scenarios for you as a Faust.
Yeah, and it's one of the more interesting ones, I think. You know, because it wasn't always a property of. Oh wow! The Sacred Edge just catching off the Rog's attempt to go fishing. I'm having a problem. I can't load the stream, so I'm not actually able to see the score as you're updating it. The Twitch just isn't loading. So that's great.
Hopefully it works for...
Here comes javichu with the trumpet, which meant that Rog couldn't kind of follow through with the hit they got.
Oh wait, did Rag just crawl under that 6B? That looked like it was supposed to be hittable there, but...
just Faust knowledge things.
Yeah, Faust is...
Faust players will have the most specific knowledge about interaction. It's incredible.
And that's one of the beautiful things about Faust. A lot of people underestimate the power of this character, but you know, there's so much untapped potential still in terms of matchup knowledge and specific situations. Like just getting a favorable interaction, like better RPS in 1 or 2 situations can really make or break a matchup if the players are equal. Oh, how choosing to burst that, I kind of like that. Oh, the jump D still hits. From so far away.
Getting the bounce after mix. Rog is able to carry Javi so far into the corner and kind of run pressure off of that. It's so consistently able to get these pickups that just carry Javi to, you know, to the end of the screen. That's really nice to see.
Yeah, there we see the crawl once again.
Being forced to burst.
Oh, the footsies back and forth. It's javichu who gets there first. The frame trap respected by Rag, but still electricity on and behind. Oh, that guy's into the banana.
Sometimes it's just unfortunate.
It's a really cool combo with the slowdown frames there. Now Rag again on their last legs, but it was Javi who was able to make this comeback earlier. Let's see what Rag has. But look at the meter.
Respecting the meter and the potential for any reversals here.
Oh, yeah. That's a very common situation where you drift forward with an RC and sort of threaten the throw range. In which case you sort of have to make a choice. You will not be able to press a button if your frames are slowed. The only things you can do is try to jump or backdash to avoid the throw, or then throw yourself if you think it's coming.
But Javi has been really good at contesting Rog's options with these jumps, having avoided a few command grabs already, and now this slowed down grab as well.
Javi again,
unfortunately getting hit by the weight on the way down.
I want to say, like, really good presence of mind so far for Faust-specific stuff from Javi. Again, previously, like a couple of seconds ago, aborting their combo string, noticing that little guy is on there, so... Probably conscious about the burst. Yeah, lets it go. There we go. Right, gets a gold one.
Burst and immediately uses the item super.
Oh my god, there's so many bombs. Don't get hit. Oh, nice.
The grab to avoid the little guys. And a 6H. 6H just seems to be such a good button in this matchup. You know, it's already a really good button in general for Kai, but you know, contesting those long range normals that Faust has is very useful.
Yeah, I think Kai's heavy buttons in general have a little bit of disjoint as well, and you know, yeah, they are super far-reaching. They would be like Kai's go-to, like max range poke buttons or whiff punish buttons.
Especially using the RC to continue pressure there and avoiding getting mashed out by the 5B.
Oh, perfect timing on the 5k!
A lot of item mess getting out of the stun lock from the little guys and grabbing. Now, another 100-meter invulnerability abuse from Rhag. He doesn't get a full conversion, but the 6H overhead.
It is a little unfortunate that, you know, Faust has a super slow starting reversal super, but that kind of works out for you in a sense, because the slower your super is the startup, the more invu frames you are going to have for that specific gimmick. You queue up the super and then RC, and you will actually not spend the meter required for the super, only for the RC.
Yeah. But who would have thought that Faust has such a execution intensive mechanic? I joke, Faust has such impressive awareness things that you can do, especially with recognizing items that you get, or combo extensions and different setups. Oh, the close slash getting the backdash.
Oh, that was interesting. Wait, oh, that still breaks the wall. Okay. I was wondering if Rhag had some sort of a reset into a restand here.
That would have been very interesting, especially with the banana peel there to cause problems.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the safe jump setup.
Yeah, Javi was definitely starting to feel the heat there. 0 hit points to spare, and, you know, sometimes you might just want a DP with your last hit points, because at that point it does not matter if the opponent baits it, you're dead anyway.
Yeah. But Faust does get a lot of safe jump setups off of these hard knockdowns. It's actually something that he seems pretty good at doing, and just setting up fortunate situations in Oki.
Ooh, barely missing that Michael Bay pickup, and Rhag keeps to keep their position. Lots of damage for Faust.
Lots of damage in general, and I'm getting the wall break off of the command grab. But unfortunately, the scaling will be quite aggressive.
Whoa, one hit!
And RTL confirm!
Oh,
unfortunately, the last hit doesn't get. Oh.
That was kind of cool, though. Yeah, that must have been premeditated, I suppose. But unfortunately, a little too high there. First time I see that kind of conversion. Oh, that's a big one, though. Actually, not as much damage dealt as I was thinking. Well, javichu gets to keep the core and barely manages to avoid the hammer as well. And using all the resources in the world. Good reaction from Rhag. 5 PP. Sees the flip kick coming. Doesn't let javichu get anything for free. Horn picked up. Very nice. Maneuvering past that 2 heavy catches. The stun dipper. That should be a kill unless... Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, and
the blocks burst. Oh, tragedy strike.
Double bait there. We went for the bait initially. Rhag was smart, didn't take it, but you know, eventually, if you wanna still challenge, oh, that's pretty decent damage.
Yeah, no, I've seen Rhag just do some really surprisingly damaging combos on Faust. There's a lot of potential. Oh no, the hammer hitting off of the missed gold burst. And that will be it. Rhag will get the pickup.
Man, 3 rounds each, or 3 games each.
Hey, you're gonna have to keep me updated on the score, because my Twitch, I've restarted my browser, I've done a lot, it just won't come back.
Yeah, considering nobody has been complaining so far on the viewers' end, I think we're comfortably live, so...
Yeah, I think it's just a me problem, because I've tried loading other streams, it's just the Twitch player that's not functional.
Right, the hot potato. Oh, that's actually pretty good if you manage to knock the bomb behind your opponent's back. Then unless they have some sort of a backwards hitting hitbox or they go for a jump, it would be hard to bounce it back, but...
Especially since Rhag was in the corner there, couldn't just step back.
Now Faust, really with that 50 meter, has really fancy looking conversions into coast to coast wall breaks. But now,
Speaking of the fancy looking conversions. Oh my god!
The slow nature of that reversal super of Faust actually working out there for Rag. Having all the infos in the world to go through that Sacred Edge. Both players had the same idea. I'm not sure if Rag actually queued that up on the wall break as the first option, but they could have definitely reacted after they saw the super flash.
In general, that is just an unfortunate place to be in for Javichu, because that has to hurt losing the round like that. But that Javi's not gonna let that stop them from 6P'ing and sending Faust to the corner. But jump 2K is such a strong button to get out of sticky situations.
Again, very nice. Javi's so good at reading those teleports into command grab. I think so far Rag has, I think, managed to land even one. I think one.
Especially off of the Scarecrow setup, you know, if you can notice that your opponent has that meter, you can be quite certain that the Faust wants to go for some sort of crow play, because there's a lot of setups that involve that. So
I love that term, crawl play. That's my new favorite Faust term. Alright, throw him in the corner. What's it gonna be? Again, this setup, but Javi again! Ready to jump out! I think Rag will probably have to go to the next layer in that RPS.
I think the unfortunate bit for Faust is that you don't really have many other different options to then come out of corners like that outside of, you know, doing these PRC setups. Obviously, I think Rug's best choice is to then not go for the command grabs, but it's a very tough situation to be in.
Oh, is that gonna be enough? Yes, it is. Oh, that. For a while, it looked like Rag was grabbing the lead there, but it was Javi who managed to bring it back again, and it's Javichu who gets the 4th point first. Oh, that was kind of clean. Micro dash into a FT break, I think.
The unfortunate burst being too
so
far
smart.
away.
That one good tool, it's usually against
an
that.
aggressive burst.
He wants to keep the position. Oh, the meteors actually didn't track far enough.
Oh no, now Javi loses position from respecting the meteors a bit too much. You know, that's just one of those things. You don't have enough practice against a Faust typically, so you can't really know all of these interactions when you don't play against or as this character that much.
He drops the combo. I think wanted to go back for the horn, but Rag teleporting behind, picking up the horn. Oh, frame trapping into mix.
And the RC to just tie the round down.
Oh wow, able to block in time. Yeah,
That was a really cool way to contest the fireball in the air. But now getting 6 feet again. 6 feet, such a powerful tool against a lot of these Faust normals, which just extend very far out and unfortunately aren't disjointed.
Yeah, look at that again. Javi finding the 6P, and it's
and the 6H, and now you're going into the corner. Both players have meter to play with.
Finds the low. Good backdash out of the meaty, but Rag still dragging Javi towards the corner. One more hit. What's it gonna be? Oh, chose to not actually RC. Wow.
Yeah.
I would have thought Javichu would have RC'd that, but maybe was banking on, you know, getting to keep that extra bit of meter and hoping that, you know, Rag was maybe thinking that they were gonna RC.
And sometimes it's just a mental stack issue. Oh, the raw gold burst! What a start. As the respective meters now. The meteors. Oh, unfortunately slips on the banana peel after RCing.
Jump D probably was a miss input on air throw. Oh, nice go! Whoa, get the big
The literal bombo!
Yo! There's a lot of you know, proration, but that was cool as heck. Javi finding a VP. Yeah, again.
Oh, jumping over the weight.
Cognition. the item that they have to play over is coming again. Good 6p, man.
Oh no.
His tool, once again, is... Yeah, Rhag is doing good work, saving that 50 meter as often as they can to have these potential option on the table.
Yeah, definitely. You know, a lot of things that Faust players will do, and I'm noticing that Rhag isn't doing it a lot, is with meter, just going for that item super a lot, which, considering the state of Faust items in Strive, isn't always guaranteed to be beneficial to you, depending on the luck that you may have. So kind of being really patient with meter usage seems to be one of Rhag's big strengths here.
Yeah, in general, I think a lot of the, you know, historically Faust hasn't had like super strong way to just sink meter into. So I think Faust players, oh wow,
Getting it as a punish, I guess, when forcing Rahavi to not be able to jump out is a good way to hit that setup with the crow.
Wow, was that an OTG? Good read that was gonna be enough from Javi's side. Now, the too heavy is gonna be what you wanna look for. When the opponent is winging that 6p, trying to catch your high profile pokes, what Faust players generally historically have gone for is the too heavy. It's like half screen, low hitting move that should in most cases beat the 6p. But again, that move is fairly whiff punishable again. Nice Javi jumping out once again. Gold burst is good. Put some items on the line.
The item super. But the meteor's just barely missing Javi once again, not tracking far enough.
Wow, I've never seen this many tracking issues for the meteors before. Oh, that's gonna be it. The flip kick as an anti-air, catching Rhag out of the sky. Taking turns, getting the wins. Javi gets to 5 points first versus Rhag's 4. But now, not over yet by any means. If history is gonna repeat itself, then Rhag has a pretty decent chance to take this next one.
Oh, another gold burst. Is Nocturne on play? Oh, this is a safe jump. This is going to get baited. Yeah, I have had my reversal eaten quite a few times by such a setup by Tony.
That was actually smart throwing between the hits, because javichu had 50 meter. They could have RC'd unless Rhag actually threw there between the RTL hits. Electricity is on. But just, yeah, Rhag chooses to burst here. Jump over, try the drill.
Just barely doesn't reach for a punish. Oh, unfortunately, the food arc reaches just far enough to catch Rhag there.
I love the sort of adjustment Javi has started to make with the fireballs, because the ground fireballs are fairly easy to sort of crawl under. They've been going more and more into the air, throwing that fireball from a direction where it can't be avoided as easily. And at the same time, they will take care of some of those bomb back throws. Again, look at that! The aggressive chase running under the bomb back.
Unfortunately, the mini Faust stops the combo from coming to fruition. Oh, now Rhag gets out with a well-placed jump 2D into mix. 2K, sorry, into mix.
The literal escape Tatsu. Oh, not quite there. Needed to dash a little further. Yeah, there's a lot of RPS between those love backs and, you know, the advancement from Javi. And that's gonna be enough! Wow.
And that's Javi on 6 points, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, it is 6-4.
Not being able to see the scoreboard is being a problem. But it's fine. I'll adapt,
A sudden couple of games win streak. Look at that, yeah. Javi is just on point with the RPS. Baits the gold burst as well. Not the best start for Rhag, but they still have a lot of stuff here. Until all that love,
such a health deficit to be at against the supported pressure from Kai. The banana peel might just be, yes. Rhag gets a pickup off of it, gets the burst out.
Oh, that's a counter hit.
CP'd. Javi unfortunately dropping it, but the trade on Tatsu versus Thundipper.
I guess first world problems, they had so much, you know, untech time available that they swung a little too early, but very strong start to the round with Javi. And this is set point for Javi, so Rag will have to pull through somehow here. Positive bonus for Javichu. Look at that. Yeah, the bomb back hasn't been working
Mini
out
Faust
at all.
turning around just before. What could help Rag get out of the corner? Mini Faust is just not interested, unfortunately, in helping, but Rag doesn't need that. This can be a wall break. Yeah, it is. From downtown, now with positive bonus, Rag might be able to do something fun with the meter.
Oh, that was so good. Able to prevent Javi from burning the meter there on the stun dipper. That's probably what Javi is thinking of right now. That's what every Kai player would be thinking of. Oh my god.
Does that catch? Oh,
I think he
witness-
just... Oh. What's gonna be? Oh my god, jumping. Somehow able to escape. Rag still alive. Holy mother of god. I think Rag also drifted upwards there on the RTL to be able to build enough distance so that Javi just couldn't RC and throw for free.
That was an insane round. Rug started at such a disadvantageous position, and that wall break into getting the positive bonus gave them the meter needed to escape the sticky situation against the RTL.
Again, the
But now,
aggressive dash forward.
unfortunately, yeah,
Oh, 6B saw this 5B active, and now Javi potentially one big hit away from sealing the deal here. Gold
there's
burst.
the gold burst, which pushes Javi away. The overhead crow
Please help me,
raiding.
Mr. Little Guy.
Oh, he's angry, but the DP goes over. But it's fine. The fishing line.
RC,
Into
milk all the damage. Oh, can't take any more hits. And Javi
There it is.
doesn't get the burst back. Look at that. That was literally one tick away. Rag able to finish the round just in time to not have to RPS that. Wow.
I am out of breath. That was an insane round.
Ooh, Javi able to avoid that back throw there. Again, very strong start here. Jumping out of the 5D.
Wall break.
Oh, TK for good measure. Bad.
Yeah, Faust, unfortunately, is one of the more frail characters in the game, so we'll die quite easily.
Again, this uncomfortable situation for Rag has to take 2 rounds in a row to stay in the game still. And Javi not giving any room to breathe.
But then again, on the offense, neither is Rag being able to use these tools that, even though they're minus, to great effect with spacing.
Yeah, sort of returning the aggression. It went. I mean, when your opponent is aggressively dashing forward and sort of aiming to catch your position where you're standing at the moment, you could find a lot of purchase.
Look at that Faust damage, though.
Wow.
Just quickly appreciate.
Oh, I think Javi tried to 6B there, but didn't have time to come out. I think it was maybe tight enough, or maybe Javichu just delayed that too much.
Does Mick have the ability to frame trap at that distance?
I think if your opponent mashes 6B out on the first possible frame, it shouldn't, right? I think it's always 6Bable for the most part. But now, oh no, oh, is that gonna be it? That is!
And that is it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, unfortunate for Javi, but unfortunate for Rag. But Rag fought valiantly to the very end.
I wanna say the MVP sort of mechanic, or sort of what Javi went for, is they were always on top, not letting Rag throw any free items, and something that a lot of players don't contest very often, not letting Rag throw any love bags either. It was like, I think over 50% of the bags were just aggressively dashed under by Javi, and then air thrown or anti-aired on the way down, so very good knowledge in the matchup, I have to say.
Those grabs after Crow were also quite were just on point for Javichu's side. Just the awareness in the matchup was incredible. Yeah. Now we're immediately jumping into ZoKHiZ versus anime memes.
This will be the first time we see anime memes play a Russian Ino player.
Ooh. And just yesterday, I was, talking to ZoKHiZ for quite a bit about the kind of Leo matchup, the kind of stuff that Ino is able to do against Leo, and the responses that the Leo player can have. So I'm curious to see how having that information fresh in their mind will be for ZoKHiZ. How much will that help? And anime memes? Do you know them from before? Have they participated in the past in Bounty Hunters?
No, the interesting thing here is that I have like zero information other than what you can find on maybe online from Clicko rating. But as far as anime memes go, I'm just completely full slate in my mind. So this is
a true debut for us.
Yeah, an opportunity to put themselves out there for the scene against one of the oldest players in the Finnish fighting game scene. ZoKHiZ, Leo, played ACPR, played Xrd, played Strive, and just a outstanding guy.
Yeah, very much so. Now here's the dilemma: do I root for the one playing my main, or do I root for the one who's very nice to me and I like?
Yeah, sometimes you have to be neutral and just not pick a side and just enjoy the content as it is.
Definitely.
Oh,
that is
nice.
One of those times. Oh,
late air dash catching Oh, here we go.
For the back turn mix. And with meter, that flash kick can just be safe and be used to apply more and more pressure.
Oh my god. With that
I think
100
he's
meter...
trying to tap FD to get out of the tough situations in the corner. The cross-up heavy Sonic Boom. Just...
That was actually a crazy escape. I would have bet all my money that anime memes will not come out of that corner alive as soon as ZoKHiZ started landing hits with that 100 meter. Beautiful air
the
throw.
air grab on the jump dust.
And now we are mixing.
Yeah, getting the wall break quite early on, that is almost an unfortunate thing for the Ino players. A really nice position to be able to hold after at the wall is just, doing that first combo, getting the knockdown, and then just cycling wall slumps, but enemy Mims was able to just take it into a win after the wall break with a super.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of okay if it's super early to the round and your opponent doesn't have any, resources to defend either. Oh, the shimmy there in true fashion. Good check there. The S, stroke the big tree, minus on block. Oh, ZoKHiZ with the punish. I think that might be an optimal as well.
That might just kill. Yeah, as I say it. Just, that's so much damage. And Ino, I was saying actually earlier that Faust is on the more frail side of things. I saw a list recently that has all of the characters' kind of effective healths listed, and Ino is actually got less effective health than Faust, so...
Oh, yeah. Really low on guts as well, I guess.
It's, no, Ino has actually more guts than Faust. It's the defense multiplier. Ino takes more damage, generally, than Faust.
Yeah, it's actually Faust who doesn't have any guts.
Yeah, Faust has 0 guts, and Ino has 1. But yeah, no, it's just a fairly clean round from ZoKHiZ here, and now with those cross-ups on Wake Up. And ZoKHiZ showed me yesterday that they have the ability to just execute very well the meaty cross-up. Because typically, a lot of Leo players you encounter are going to struggle in making those kind of airtight and meaty.
Still gets missed the optimal punish, but was able to stay in the position. ZoKHiZ, that was so smart, sort of spending the meter there, avoiding the reversal super from Ino, because if you block that in the air, I think you will not.
You are minus 30. You are basically minus infinity. It doesn't matter how minus you are, because Ino will have time to run a mix-up on you, and that's when the problems begin.
Speaking of mix-ups,
yeah, You can't just hold back against Eno. You have to also account for the command grab. Just unfortunately for anime memes, that doesn't kill. And ZoKHiZ actually gets a grab on Wake Up.
The balls on this guy. But I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta
especially
check.
since
You gotta
Eno
check.
can get the safe jump there. That was very dangerous.
Especially at the start of the set, you will definitely. It's in your best interest to check there, like what RPS options are they willing to play? Are they? Oh, the conversion. This will. All right, drops it. Just perfectly able to build the tension, and now we get another mix-up and potentially the round. Oh, that's so dirty.
Oh, and the counter. Yeah.
The meaty berserker slash, your monkey brain wants to think that it's, the cross-up berserker slash is always throwable, but it isn't in those situations
Yeah.
where Leo gets to set it up as a meaty sword.
Especially, you have to respect a player like ZoKHiZ who has the ability to just execute them really well and just continuously go for the meaty ones without a gap.
Wow, that combo from ZoKHiZ was trying to be so burst safe. In the end, anime memes gets a burst off, but at what cost?
There's the plus million Eno just coming at you, but unfortunately doesn't get a safe jump off of the soft knockdown, and the reversal will catch her off and kill.
That's a really uncomfortable position to be at. Like, Leo 100 meter, and even if you get a safe jump, Leo's just gonna do the super RC, right? How are you baiting that? I guess you have to have like 50
You
meter
have
of
to
your
have
own.
the awareness to just grab in between the hits, since unless the Leo player is willing to just RC right away, and respecting your ability to grab the super on block, you have to sort of follow through with it a little bit. It's still a risk from the Leo player.
Ooh,
Here's the
stance.
counter hit.
A good side switch, ZoKHiZ.
Oh.
Actually, that's not gonna be enough, I think, but
Yeah, but the hard knockdown is still going to be rough, and the round might just end here.
yeah, once
Yeah.
again.
Exactly. There it is.
Ooh, the round start dash into 6B.
Dash 6B, yeah. Oh, unfortunately, enemy memes not throwing the fireball high enough to counter the flash kick hitbox.
Ooh, ZoKHiZ purposely dropping the combos. Ah, but I like that idea. But at the end, wasn't quite able to finish.
And here come the sonic booms, but enemy memes is able to hop over it, but not all of them.
Yeah, last hit point, the S Sonic Boom becomes so devastating. Usually, like, historically, the S Sonic Boom is not a huge deal. You can actually eat a couple of those at neutral and still be like, okay, Leo doesn't get a whole lot of advantage out of it. But when the opponent has 0 hit points left, it becomes such a strong poke tool.
Yeah, I actually, speaking of the meaty notes there that ZoKHiZ was able to flash kick, I'm going to take a little bit of credit, because it was something we were just talking about at the end of our session yesterday, is just Eno's ability to kind of change where the note goes, and how sending a note too far down leaves you vulnerable to wake up DPs.
Yeah, stuff like that has to stick in your fresh memory. And might actually, it might affect ZoKHiZ's decision making here for sure.
Oh, but here's a cross up. Another one.
Oh, this
This
time
one
able to squeeze.
actually isn't airtight. Gets grabbed.
Good contest there. Yeah, the fast jabs are usually your go-to option for when Eno is gonna air dash at you. Wow, just holding their ground.
It's really rough. The parry stance can be a very scary thing to approach.
Yeah, I think you can probably let the stance strike rip if you see stroke the big tree coming. Oh my god, that was very preemptive throw.
And catches the wake up throw from ZoKHiZ's part with the command throw.
Okay, you would wish as an Ino player that you had meter for this super much more often to have that sort of just on board, but Ino has so many good things to burn meter on that it's sometimes hard to justify having it.
There's some crazy setups that you can do as Ino with just a little bit of meter. Oh,
reads
the
it!
burst bait? That just kills, right? Yeah. Leo deals so much damage.
Old Potemkin player does know the RPS when it counts. Taking that, I mean, obviously the burst was kind of coming. Anime memes had to go for it eventually, and ZoKHiZ sort of, the small amount of opportunities that anime memes had left, reads it. Oh, look at the spacing here.
I think anime memes is scared of using stroke against fairy stance, which is a good option. There are some spacing issues sometimes where the parry strike, I don't know if it has a specific name, but the kind of strike you can do off of the parry stance will catch stroke if it's too early or too late, like on the edges of the animation. But I think it's still better. Oh. Is able to block it. Still
anybody's game. Not catching the backdash. ZoKHiZ with a good check. Now pushing anime memes towards corner. What's the escape here? The back turn.
The back turn fee is such a strong tool. Such an incredible anti-air, has such good head invulnerability.
Anime memes had such high height there as well, but the little backstep that ZoKHiZ took before that uppercut, the back turn P perfectly spaced, not letting anime memes get out of there. Oh, finally the punish comes through. The 2K.
Yeah, especially because that, soft stroke is -7, so it just takes blocking one of those to be able to get a powerful punish against Ino, and there it is. What is the score like?
It is 6-0 now, and I think ZoKHiZ is one of those players who practices for these matchups for bounty hunters like crazy. You better believe that they've been taking advantage of all the available Ino players that they can get their hands on.
And yeah, Goliath asking in the chat, yeah, the back turn punching move from Leo actually has full head invulnerability and is quite a fast punch move and reaches sufficiently high up.
Yeah, I'm not sure in the tier list of Strive, but it used to be like pretty much easily one of the best anti-airs in the game, period. It's just, you don't always have it readily available because you're not in back turn all the time.
Yeah, I mean, Strive has some really strong 6Bs. Unfortunately, anime memes not getting as strong of a punish off of that counter hit 2H as they could have got.
But man, we gotta work so hard for that one win. Now anime memes against the actual Goliath of a Leo player. ZoKHiZ came so prepared. Looking good this round, but ZoKHiZ has 50 meter available. Ooh, yeah, good presence of mind from Zok. Finds the way out, but that, was that a
catching the backdash?
I think that was an S Sonic Boom, so not getting the heart knockdown. Again,
there's the parry strike. A full charge in dust.
Has the burst here, I think. Gets it.
Yeah. No, I will say that yesterday ZoKHiZ blocked my burst after the first hit of a dust combo, and then was almost able to continue a combo after that. That is one powerful Leo player.
Both players respect. Oh, diving under the dash through. Trading back and forth, finally able to land a 6P, get a little bit of pressure, but no!
5H!
Oh no!
And that's going to be so much damage.
Okay, ZoKHiZ purposely dropping the combo.
Opts to go for the mix-up there. And it's just not going to allow... Yeah, there's no way this doesn't get with the super to top it off. Just for the closer. What a clean set from ZoKHiZ. Showing off the kind of power and knowledge that they have as a player.
Wow. Yeah, That's a strong Leo player right there. And you know, ZoKHiZ hasn't even reached their full potential yet. This is like a relative, like in terms of Guilty Gear timelines, this is a very early character switch for ZoKHiZ. Of course, known for being the big body player, basically playing Potemkin in all other versions prior to this, as well as Potemkin for most of Strive. Yeah, this is still a very early stages of what could be for ZoKHiZ Leo. All right, next up. So we're bouncing around a little. Next one is gonna be the matchup we initially intended for the first slot. So NKellyy versus DavidBsS.
Sol versus Baika. Have we seen this matchup on stream yet?
I think so. I think I've seen at least the AgguBaggu versus NKellyy. I think wait. Was it back? No. I think both AgguBaggu and NKellyy switched to bike and at the same time. I'm pretty sure we've seen this before, but I can't remember played by whom. But yeah, two characters who have a lot of opportunities to deal some pretty decent damage. Of course, Sol having the more comfortable, the more consistent, big, massive hits. Baiken kind of needs. Yeah.
No. Finish. Finish. Sorry.
Yeah, Baiken needing a little more specific hits, especially air-to-air hits, are probably the hits that bring home the bread most for Baiken players. Or then just, you know, getting the opponent face. The old classic for pretty much all characters to deal some pretty decent damage.
Yeah, Aggu is saying in the chat that they played against Vigilante actually on the Sol versus Baiken matchup. Yeah. We're going to go right into the match now.
It's been a couple of weeks since we've seen NKellyy, of course one of the more active players to sign up for Bounty Hunters. The previous Sol player, now a Baiken player. And DavidBsS, a little more newer addition to Bounty Hunters. I think we've seen them play once, I want to say, before.
Fast start, you know. Baiken can be one of the more turtley characters in the game. Oh, DP punish right away. But NKellyy playing such an aggressive game right away. Just taking it around so fast.
Yeah, I blinked and I missed it. It's... You know, Baiken has some pretty decent tools for sort of forcing your way in there as well. Like, Baiken, out of a lot of situations, is not super plus, but, you know, combined with her kit, having access to that parry, which you can RPS with even when you're minus, yeah, you can really brawl. Yeah, look at that!
Speaking of RPSing when you're minus, look at a chunk of Sol's health that just went away because of that. Oh. But unfortunately, yeah, that's all it takes sometimes is one stray hit and Sol will convert into a very powerful combo.
Basically any counter hit, or if Sol has 50 meter, they joke that even off like 2p jabs, Sol is gonna take half of your life if they want to. Wow, the heavy Volcanic Viper from very far. Bandit
That
bringing
thing
over.
extends quite a bit. It's a very fat hitball.
Oh, one down. Oh my goodness, the disjoint on the Kabari. Wait, is there disjoint on Kabari? I think so.
I think there's a little bit, yeah.
There has to be.
Otherwise that wouldn't have happened, right?
Right. Uh-oh.
Oh. Good jumps backwards off of NKellyy here. And with that very strong jumping slash, getting the last counter hit necessary out of that bandit ring to tie out the first match of the set.
Yeah, the Bandit Revolver that David was fishing with. If you counter hit with that, it leads into very, very decent combo, but you know, if on block, not the best thing in the world. So in that sense, both these characters can have really aggressive ways to shove themselves into the opponent's face and RPS for big numbers. Oh, nice, finds the DP. And here we go. Oh, I think a little awkward timing to RC there, but still gets to keep the position.
Oh, the wild throw.
Well, that might be bad for David though. The wild throw does a lot of damage, but takes them out of the corner. Speaking of things that corner yourself.
Yeah. Cabaret, the vortex under the 5P.
Man, that was around. Both of these players taking turns into cornering themselves.
Sometimes it's just how it goes. Some interactions can be a bit confusing, leave you a little bit lost.
Yeah, I mean, depending on your opponent's position, sometimes like there is value in cornering yourself if you know it's unexpected. Your opponent probably wouldn't be blocking in the right direction, hopefully. A little wall break here. Might have tried to go for a super, but not getting it out. Oh, the cancel there. Delayed on Bandit Revolver. Wow, where does the Fafnir go? Fafnir,
that
please.
Fafnir had its own ideas.
And a clean, I think, reaction punish there from NKellyy. Sees the flames come out, fire the gun, bam, wham.
Yeah, I think the Fafnir, you know, is so used to just breaking down walls that that's what it wanted to do.
Yeah. Wait, we're going this way. Oh, next to burst.
Ooh. Unfortunately, it doesn't get the full combo off of it, but still maintains corner pressure.
Luckily, David can actually sort of treat that as a purposeful trap, because they could have out of next hit actually finished the round without NKellyy being able to say anything about it. But now, it's the other way around.
Unfortunately, NKellyy, because of that penalty after the RC, isn't able to generate the meter for round finishing super.
Yeah, there
Once
it is.
again, the disjoint on Cabaret. Clashing with the DP and allowing Viken to just cancel into the follow through.
Very interesting tool, like of which Viken hasn't necessarily had access to in the past. That Cabaret is fairly far-reaching and fairly potent poke in Strive. Oh,
Blocking the Vortex, getting the punish.
Damn, a little too far from hitting the tatami there. We go once again, choose the DP this time. And now we are in the perfect position to get one more. Wow!
Cross.
Missed whatever setup they were going for. Dropping the combo early. This will be baited, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately the hitbox on the first hit doesn't go very far up, so
no.
jumping over preemptively can get you out of the super.
David definitely had an opportunity to finish the round there, but not getting the combo that they wanted. Now NKellyy looking to steal the round back.
Oh, the 6 being the Bandit Bringer for the win, the classic response to it.
Yeah, that's actually pretty awesome. Whoa, there we go. Because like, it is not hard to do, but you sort of have to have the presence of mind that they are going for a very delayed option in the BB dive kick and time your 6P against it. That's why I'm pogging so much. And while I was, NKellyy just cleans that round.
Yeah, and once again, baiting a Wake Up Gold Burst, which fairly sure is not the first one we've seen this set already. It's crazy. Just going for all the... Oh, speaking of Gold Bursts!
Wow, NKellyy wanted that throw so bad.
The whip throw into Gold Burst is certainly a choice. Will this get baited? Yeah, definitely.
RC?
But
yeah. Mix up. Yeah, it's definitely something you can do with that early Gold Burst. Nice, stops BB before he goes active. Now David has 50 meter. What are we gonna use it for? Slows down NKelly's frames.
Solid YRC, preventing that dust from coming out. And blocking. Yeah.
Interesting DP there as well. I think it was TK, might have been due to just, you know, rocking the input a little too hard, but we'll never know.
Sometimes you just gotta rip it. Just gotta send it and hope for the best, especially with DPs trying to break up pressure. Speaking of,
oh my god, reversal!
Speaking of,
was that reversal TK Yozan Sen?
Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't get the full conversion off of it. But
ooh, that was
we'll go for the wild throw and the wake up throw.
That was actually super smart because I think wild throw is throw invulnerable, and it was a position where you would usually see opponents potentially RPSing with a throw. So,
oh, another wake up gold burst. I got a couple of bandits here. You know, you gotta send the gold burst authorities after them.
Alright. Oh, this one might actually hit! Yes, it does! Actually,
wow!
I think
NKellyy on that!
I think NKellyy wrote their own death sentence there, touching the armor of HMC.
That is so unfortunate.
That's like one of the few cases where HMC actually does something as an anti-air if the opponent has extinguished their air options already. Uh-oh. Oh,
blocking the vortex, but not getting a punish off of it.
Oh, they were queuing up Bandit Bringer or Revolver there, but NKellyy already ready to go with that jump slash. Getting another round, fourth in a row.
Reaches so far. It's a very solid button, definitely.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why you would, you know, why Baiken is such like an air-to-air character. Even as an air-to-ground move, it reaches very far.
Another blocked gold burst.
NKellyy having really good reads today. Landing a gold burst of their own. Oh, a very costly escape touch question mark. The TK Yozan into the basic conversion.
Oh. Yeah, NKelly's vibes so far have been, oh, I blocked your gold burst, I'm gonna go for my own and show you how it's done. Now, corner pressure, broken up by the grab.
This time landed properly.
Cross-up setup.
Yeah. What Baiken can lack in, you know, convertible combos, she definitely makes up with her setups, especially after attaching the string. You're not gonna see those left rights at all. You just have to guess. Oh wow, swinging so
that
wide.
was a very dangerous volcanic viper to be whiffing, but thankfully for David, NKellyy wasn't able to get a punish off of that. Perhaps we're being a bit too far away, but now the yellow YRC. Oh my god. Wait, no. Yellow RC.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
David was trying to DP, but getting air thrown out of it. Again, the jump slash.
And that's that.
I really love NKellyy's approach because they recognize that David loves to go for that BB, loves to go for those air options to RPS. They choose to like neutral jump quite a bit.
Round start gold burst, let's go. What are you gonna do with this meter? That's exciting.
You asked that as a Soul player, do a big combo, of course. Oh, speaking of big combos, break it with...
And there goes a Tyrant Drave. This is gonna do so much. Baiken has quite a bit of gut scaling, so that's not an insignificant amount of damage.
Oh,
and there
nice
it is.
conversion!
The pickup.
2S airborne and converts it properly. That's not the easiest of tasks in Guilty Gear games.
David seems to, you know, I haven't seen them play before, and David seems to very well encapsulate Soul's character, just the big aggression plays and just still being able to do such, you know, cool Soul combos. Yeah, look at that. Yes! Solid wall break.
Another downside
Trying to bring it home.
Look at how much meter NKellyy has. Oh, that might actually be it for this one.
Oh? Yeah,
so
if this wall breaks, but no, the burst comes back.
Ooh, and this might punish.
Does it punish?
Oh, too early. Yeah, after that jump D, I think NKellyy had no options but to land. It was a good idea, but the timing wasn't quite there.
this is the most HMCs I've seen a Soul use in a set in general, I think. And, you know, as much as people say that HMC is the worst super in the game, I don't agree, because it has the cool factor, and that has to be respected.
Ooh, this time it's David who's baiting the gold burst. So a little bit of hope at the end of the tunnel. Alright, this will blow up.
Boom! Look at that damage.
But is that actually
Does it
gonna hit?
get punished? It does!
Oh, really weird hit. Bounces. That misses the second hit, but still lands the third one.
That is that's a very interesting punish, I have to say, that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, that reversal super of the Sanzu, the hitbox seems fairly massive. So able to catch that BB, and now it's that position DavidBsS on a 0 to 6 position, has to somehow fight to get on board, but NKellyy not looking to slow down at all.
I had some fast sets so far. Hopefully it doesn't end too fast, you know. But unfortunately for David, this is match point already.
Yeah, another thing is that it's most of these games David has had pretty decent opportunities to land combos like this, but you know, getting one round is enough. You need 2 in a row to win a game. Oh, that was pretty cool.
And the awareness from these players to block these,
Wow.
to bait these bursts. Oh,
Fully charged. A little too far. Oh no, that might have been a finish there. David has dropped a lot of, you know, round finishing combos this set. There we go. Okay, 2 PP, comfortable finish. Into a little bit of a funsy taunt. Let's see if David is able to get that point in there.
yeah. I wonder if this is you know, has a little bit of the tournament nerves acting up for a, you know, potentially think first general showing from David.
Ooh, big 6 heavy. RC to make it. Oh, I think was trying to RC the burst there from NKellyy, but let's see, where's the burst gonna be? There it is, gold 1. Straight into God. Oh, that was beautiful response!
Yes, very good. And now just 1 hit away from taking the game. David unfortunately will get counter hit into a big punish from NKellyy, and now the corner pressure begins on the other side. But David actually able to escape, and Vortex to take
Of course.
the game and to get on the board.
In the most Soul fashion ever, and you know, Vortex, you love to see it as a Soul player, or you hate to see
Another
it.
run start goal first
But how does that?
into the counter hit Vortex, but unfortunately drops the combo again, and now gets counter hit. Oh, oh,
Was that a backdash I saw? No. Oh, actually parries it!
hold on, NKellyy, come on. Oh, unfortunately the blue RC into getting grabbed.
Yosan hitting from behind on the way out. Oh no, chooses to YRC the minus on hit Kabari. And now,
For match points for NKellyy, but as we know, the first 7 matches are just information, right?
Right.
And now David has all the information to go for, and I really want to see kind of the full potential, because David has shown such promising ability with a lot of these combos they go for, and just the unfortunate drops, I think, might just be a result of being maybe a bit nervous. Because look at this stuff.
wow, that was partially charged. Sort of hit airborne there. Alright, a little too far, doesn't get the punish.
I know.
Oh, again, this might hit.
This absolutely will get it.
Oh, it was the tatami mat slowed down. David
Oh,
just enough to not...
tragic. But honestly, going for HMC that much is a certified Giga Chad move.
Oh man, the TKDP hits once again. Gold burst, not punished. Oh no, again missing the finish. Oh.
Unfortunately, the gold burst is a bit too safe on certain situations. If you get hit, if you block it just on the edge, you are guaranteed a punish, or at least a a decent one with every character.
Yeah, was that air blocked as well? I blinked and I missed it.
Yeah, it was air blocked, which meant that Soul unfortunately had to get to the floor before being able to act.
Oh god, that was such a... I was willing to bet that the HMC actually works there, but there's really... It's really interesting how stuff interacts with HMC. If something collides with it, you sort of slow down for a moment, go into like hit stop, and that hit stop allowed NKellyy to actually land and jump and avoid it there. Wow. That was a pretty great set, despite the sort of overwhelming numbers for NKellyy there.
Yeah, there was still a really like fun showing from both sides, and I think with a little bit more kind of practice of playing perhaps under pressure, you know, David went for some seriously more difficult Soul execution stuff, which would be good to see more of in the future. And next up, in honor of the chat that was just talking about Gold Lewis quite a bit, we have Sierra on Gold Lewis versus SacretSword.
Yeah, honestly, it wouldn't be a Bounty Hunters event if we didn't have at least 1 or 2 Gold Lewises on the roster.
It's not a big deal. We can handle it.
The only event where we can say that Gold Lewis is actually S tier, judging by it is like...
What do you mean? Gold Lewis is S tier in our hearts. Always.
Right. But I mean, if
Sierra versus SacretSword. Sierra's played against at least a different Kai before, I'm fairly sure. So I wonder how this set will go. 'Cause I do think that Sierra did win on that time.
Yeah, I think Sierra has actually played against multiple Kais. Wasn't it Sierra who played against DavidBsS just recently? I think I should.
Yeah, I think that's the match I'm thinking of.
I think I should know these things as the organizer, but
there's a lot of matches. I don't think anyone will take it personally if you don't remember every single match that's happened in every single Bounty Hunter event. But just off the start, such aggressivity. Combo with a fully charged dust here. And the run-up grab, classic Kai move, going for these Oki setups. But the vacuum BT.
That's gonna hurt! Look at the damage! Oh, baby!
Poor Kai. Having those French bones tested.
Alright, at least able to steal the round back here, SacretSword. That looked very dangerous. That's pretty much the matchup. Kai works for a couple of conversions, gets like 3 good combos going, gets the corner, 1 good hit, and Gold Lewis will switch the position.
Solid 6B call out there.
Oh, was waiting for the burst there as well.
Oh?
Maybe a miss on the super input.
I think that was just a purposeful reset, but
yeah, we
unfortunately
never know.
For Sacred, that was a bit too high up, and the tech from Sierra does bring them over to where they could just escape, and now you're gonna get bounced over. Drone Oki.
SacretSword opting to play safe here and not spend the burst. I think there were a couple of things to be said for using the burst there. I think SacretSword had some meter and still like decent amount of life, but you know, this is probably the safest option. Combo. Oh, catches the feet. All right, good on Sierra, not respecting fully the heavy fireball reset. How are we gonna get out of here? Have to spend the burst. SacretSword goes through!
Yeah, SacretSword just doesn't give a damn about no minigun and just gets the kill on Gold Lewis, who unfortunately, during that Skyfish, isn't able to escape.
I think that might have been just a commit from both players. Maybe from SacretSword's side, reading that in this kind of situations after the burst, Gold Lewis players love to bring out that Skyfish. Not quite enough to hit with that low behemoth. Ooh, a lot of respect there. Able to work corner. And now Sierra Vice with a lot of meter. This is dangerous.
This is dangerous, especially when Sacred doesn't have the kind of meter for defense. And Sierra with the RC after that clash to make sure they got the counter hit on Sacred, just going for the cancel button after the clash.
You know, GoldBlue has their downsides, has their sort of weak spots, but man, I think GoldBlue is one of the most stressful characters to play against in the corner.
Oh, speaking of stress. Yeah, no, this is going to be a burst, but that's a scary situation to be on. GoldBlue's combo damage is very terrifying, and even when you're just on defense, even if you're able to defend really well, all of those blood frames, all that chip damage is very scary to deal with.
Yeah, it's not just the damage, but the pressure
and
overall.
Speaking of, look at that. Sacred is defending all of these, and is still just at 1 health.
Yeah, it's not good enough to defend against the Behemoth Typhoon, so you actually have to commit to something, be it like getting out of there or contesting between gaps. You gotta do something, because if you just sit still, the Behemoths will keep going and you're not going anywhere. Alright, back to full screen. Oh, nice jab there, not letting... Sacred was trying to take advantage of that electricity right away, but Sierra not having any of that. Yeah, there we go. The reaction 2P. It's the go-to thing when you see the flip kick.
Using the meter to get a combo that goes all the way to the wall. Oh. Unfortunately, that's a dead guy.
Managing to churn the 360 in there. XP attempt, barely missing. Oh, the jump D, the perfect spacing. Jump D for GoldBlue is such a button. It's an interesting combination with GoldBlue's slow jump. Able to start that jump D like super early and able to hit it pretty early to the jump arc as well. Oh, tried to go under, but no dies.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you just come into contact with GoldBlue, your momentum will stop and you'll just go and get up into that throne. Yeah. Whoa.
Pushed into the corner. Sierra working with 50. SacretSword has none, and that's... Oh yeah, had to RPS there with the DP. I think if they just block, the Behemoths would chip him out. Trying to be safe. Ooh, nice. The jump RPS, but not... Got out of the corner, but at what cost? Landing next to Sierra, and Sierra ready to press the button and taking it home. 2 points to SacretSword's 1. It is slowly developing, and Sierra with definitely the experience to show, having played Kai matchup before.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things. Even if Kai isn't regarded that highly, still, you will find more Kais generally than you will find GoldBlue players to practice against. So, sometimes that's the boon of playing someone considered to be a lower tier is, no one's gonna know what you're trying to do.
And to make it even worse, GoldBlue has like one of the most obnoxious to research how to play against move. You have Behemoth Typhoon, which is basically like 6 different same things that actually do different things.
8 moves, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's all of the ways that you can do a half circle input. It's insane. But it's such an interesting design as a character, I have to say. It's very cool. Oh, unfortunately, dashing forward a bit too much and missing the bouncing Kai. Coming back to them.
Set it up. And because Sierra doesn't have the 50 meter yet, so can set up this heavy fireball as a meaty. Of course, if you try to do that when Sierra has 50, they can actually go for a reversal super on reaction.
Yeah, even if it is a little bit slow, and that has to be noted that GoldBlue's reversal super is still a little slower than most others. With exceptions like Faust. Oh, unfortunate miss on the Gold Burst.
I wonder if that was a conscious decision or maybe a misinput, because it's very likely that Sierra might have gone for jump D and then accidentally pressed like heavy or S button as well there. Ooh, still catching the backdash. SacretSword working on a perfect here. Oh, and it's gonna be... No, it's not gonna be one! Or it could still be. Alright, here comes the comeback. Now what's it gonna be? Ooh, the TK Behemoth. I think that's not what Sierra wanted, probably.
Even still,
yeah.
SacretSword takes a second round and equals up the scores. But this is still, it's a matchup again between two very strong players who definitely have it in them to do very powerful adaptation later on into the set.
Yeah, we're slowly getting to the quotations mid-game where we've played enough rounds for it to be a tournament set. Some intelligence has been gathered, and now Sierra using that to their advantage, running a big combo and having 100 meter on top of that. Oh no.
Ooh, unfortunate timing on the burst for Sierra because on Sacred, I'm sorry. Fortunate for Sierra, because that is the bit where Sierra would already naturally RC, and yeah, when you RC and you see the wave not hitting your opponent, that's and that means that the burst is coming.
Ooh, the delayed 5k, catching the backdash. Sacred working towards the corner. Here we go. Apply the electricity plus frames, finds the low. Oh, is that gonna be recovering in time? Yes, it will!
It does! It's actually safe! And gets the round off of it.
I think... Yeah, especially if you churn some extra... Whoa! Wait, how did... What? What is that out there? Look at the damage! That must
Hold on.
That's not what
a
read
round
for
start.
sure.
And now Sacred is kind of having to hold back in the corner and already gotten hit, but you know, the plus frames on those Behemoth Typhoons are very oppressive.
Man, that's the sickest round start interaction I've ever seen in my life.
Whoa!
What a round! That's gotta be my favorite Gold Lewis round I've ever watched. What in the fuck was that?
Look, the cross-up kind of rising kick on the cross-up and then still following through afterwards. That was insane.
I love seeing these top level players being able to, you know, adjust on the fly to really weird looking hits. Like, God. Alright, opting to, I guess, not take the corner break, keeping the pressure going. Oh no. Sierra finding a hit. Has the 50 meter as well. Yeah, drifting back in there. SacretSword, no burst available. Finds the Scum Dipper though.
Then you're gonna get taken into kyuukei land, but
Good FD
Sierra,
there.
yes, they're able to escape now. Just miniguns Kai. Just barely, not enough, but just eating all of Sacred's meter.
I'm surprised that Sacred chose to throw another fireball there, because they were basically out of meter and Skyfish was sort of a chip.
Maybe there was a hope that it would reach Sierra in time before they could throw another Skyfish. Oh, and you're gonna get vacuumed back into the corner, but DP will save Sacred in the situation. The grab, allowing for Fireball Oki, and 5D RC into 5D.
Alright, able to sort of equalize the position, but paid all of their meter for this. And now Sierra has still their 100 and a burst. Oh, and that's not gonna recover in time.
That is so much overkill damage.
I think that was probably a full churn.
Yeah.
And I think Sierra could also like relatively comfortably full churn because they had 50 meter to go along with it still.
And these big moves off of Gold Lewis can cover so much space on the screen.
Ooh, rare footage of Gold Lewis 6P actually doing good things.
Gold Lewis 6P, you know, It's not bad. It's specific. I
Yeah.
think is the term for it.
It kind of has the same thing that is going for kyuukei's DP, that it hits above you, so it can kind of catch people behind you, sort of, kind of, maybe.
Oh wow, this. I don't think even Sierra was expecting that the wall stick at that point.
Yeah, and I wonder if GoldBlues even has a move that hits, like, can reach in that position. Ooh, just hops past! Whoa! Just a normal jump.
Yeah. GoldBlue is just hopping through and giving Kai the "this is how you eat a Big Mac" treatment.
Sweeping the floor, hoping that SacretSword might potentially run themselves into it, but no dice. Here we go. Basic Coyote.
That is a lot of Kai's favorite thing to do. Is to just slide at you, but you know, Sacred has the kind of awareness to know that that's probably not the best idea. Now with the RC, unfortunately once again going a bit too far.
Did he hit the button? Oh, drifting upwards! Not quite able to catch ZoKHiZ there. Now going for the throw. OTG, yes, we'll take it. Picking up a heavy enough button as the OTG option. That might be actually GoldBlues' go-to optimal OTG, huh?
I think, especially in round closing scenarios, you know, GoldBlues' buttons deal so much damage on OTG that it's they're very valuable for that.
Yeah, look at that.
That GoldBlues 2P, such a strong button.
Yeah,
The ability to anti-air, and on anti-air hit, able to full combo off of it.
Yeah, definitely doing that on reaction. ZoKHiZ has been able to so consistently jab SacretSword out of that flip kick.
Yeah.
Nice backdash.
But now, Sacred is just keeping really good spacing, and as I say that, gets counter hit. Ooh, but able to DP Sierra back into the unfortunate corner situation. Sierra trying to drift forward the Hime Typhoon, but another RC from Sacred makes everything safe.
I think no, Sierra wouldn't burst here anymore.
Yeah, this is a lot of patience. Look at that 2P again.
Alright, good stance up the
Going for the full charge dust.
Yeah, that was fairly amphibious. The full charge is like 28 frames, so technically, even if you're not thinking about it, you should be able to stand up in time.
But it's still, you know, it shows character, the way you use that 5D.
Right.
It sends a message.
Right, we got... Whoa! Good read there. And that GoldBlue 6P reach is fairly high. Normal 6Ps might actually not be able to anti-air that, maybe. SacretSword maintaining the offense.
Yeah, now Sierra having to play quite carefully because, you know, just about any touch that converts off of Kai's part can be a kill right now, but ooh, that was a big combo already. And now both of these players on very precarious positions.
Wow!
And
oh,
that wasn't ODG, was it? That was just meaty Skyfish, right?
I'm gonna say, I'm actually not sure. I mean, I think Sierra wouldn't RC that unless it was just, you know, one of those things. Just option select the RC in game in case that big swing whiffs. That was kind of crazy. Good read there once again. Straight into the super break the wall.
Yeah, just wanting to get some solid damage in and some potential Oki with a positive bonus, but the gold burst now. This is what Sierra was saving it for. You know, no defensive bursting, all offense all the time. But unfortunately,
there we go.
Sacred will get a pickup.
Finally breaking the momentum of Sierras. And yeah, I guess we got our viewers putting in the good knowledge. Counter hit 6 heavy actually causes a tumble state, so yeah,
right.
Was definitely a pickup there.
Yeah, we seem to have the chat full of GoldBlues experts, which is very good because I don't know that much about this character. I know what I get messed up with, and that's about it.
GoldLuis is such a beloved character.
Yeah, definitely a character only played by people who are very passionate about him specifically.
Alright, Seattle taking that round.
Oh, that
trading.
2P trading.
Oh, wow. Nice backdash, avoids the plus frames from the flip kick. Switch sides, of course. Sierra, such a perfect execution. Yeah, Sierra is one of those GoldLuis players who, how often do you see them drop combos? That goes to show, like, they are a very OG Dragon Ball player, so, I mean, you would imagine they can do some stuff.
This is going to get baited, yeah. But the RC doesn't matter, just goes for it. And now, there goes all of Sacred's meter in chip kill range, but no, it's just that 2P is enough. All that it takes.
No,
Take out.
you're not gonna get in with that flip. No, sir. That was
So what's the score at?
So Sierra is 6, SacretSword at 3. Kind of rough here for SacretSword, but definitely still can be done.
But we have to see some kyuukei gaming.
Sierra has been turning it up, has been, you know, going more solid and solid by the round.
Once again, another baited burst on the RC.
Wow.
And there we go, onto match point. As we're saying that.
Started out very even, but Sierra got that critical mass of information and somehow able to just turn enough RPS situations in their favor.
Oh, the DP punish.
Again,
That's
the
going
perfect
to hurt so much. Look at that damage.
optimal. Oh. Oof. Any hit, and it's the set. Alright, Sacred.
It's not over for Sacred, but it's a very precarious, difficult position for sure. And Sierra now has that burst, and they have shown to be so patient with it. They will absolutely hold it to the last minute, hold it into next round if such a round exists, but it doesn't. That's it. That's a set with an air throw to finish. The little alien buddy just saying, I got you, GoldLuis.
That was such an interesting situation as well. I think SacretSword was airborne, sent up very high by that Behemoth Typhoon. No meter to spend, so Sierra might have actually had like an unblockable finish there with chip damage as well. That was like pretty much game over no matter how you look at it. Man, Sierra. What a strong player.
Definitely.
I remember back in the day when Sierra was still, you know, getting into the Guilty Gear scene in Xrd. And look how fast they grow up. Oh my goodness.
Just goes to show their caliber as a player as a whole, not just kind of, you know, being good at one game, just being good as a gamer.
Hell to the yeah.
So this matchup the stream not working is kind of getting on my. That's so unfortunate.
All right, so next up, if you are here for GoldLuis action, fear not, we got some more on the horizon. It's gonna be solid GoldLuis, a Finnish GoldLuis player, facing off BansheeBomb Giovanna, a Swedish Geo player. We've seen this matchup played quite a bit, and actually BansheeBomb has played against GoldLuis player before in that nail-biter of a match against Shady GoldLuis. I think that ended up in... God, I want to say Shady took that, but I'm not 100% sure. It was so tight. It was actually like one of the best sets I've ever watched. Yeah, I think it was Shady 7-6, and now... I guess it's sort of a revenge scenario. We had the same character and another Finnish GoldLuis player. What better way to sort of redeem yourself without getting in there against the same player once again than
Yeah, and especially Solid's a very solid player.
Yeah, I would say so.
Let's see. Let's see how they do now. This. Speaking of Gold Lewis players,
yes,
Snoib,
perfect timing
for the raid.
Greetings, you Gold Lewis lovers. We are just about to head into another Gold Lewis matchup. We just played Sierra Vice versus who was it?
There was SacretSword.
Yeah, SacretSword, and now another one coming up. A Finnish Gold Lewis player, Solid, against the Swedish Giovanna player, BansheeBomb.
Hey, you're free to start whenever, man.
You can go. Alrighty. Solid has been such a bro coming through with, you know, these clutch cancels that we've had a couple of weeks in a row as that sort of step in for other high-level players.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
So BansheeBomb has that super tight set against Shady. That's... It's gotta be a matchup that BansheeBomb has played before, especially, like, I mean, I would imagine that BansheeBomb has played against Snoib, right? Both being Swedish players. Yeah, they do have some Gold Lewis representation over at Sweden for sure. But enough speculation, let's see how it goes.
Oh, immediate 6p counter hit from Banshee, putting up so much pressure, which will get broken by a spaced out Behemoth Typhoon.
Ooh, good check there.
Giovanna has some quite fast buttons to check these the startups.
Oh, the anti-air DP. Definitely better than 6p. In terms of rewards.
Oh, that just barely still counter hits. Now.
Oh, wait, it! Oh, but I think that's one of those situations where, because it's really hard to see whether you are actually blocking the YRC or not. So maybe Solid was not quite ready to follow it up. Still gets the round though.
Yeah.
And you
now
can
still once again being put into the corner. You know, Giovanna, such a strong character to apply this sort of strike throw pressure in the corner.
Yeah, you're probably gonna see this spacing, this position happen more often than not. Giovanna sort of pushing the Gold Lewis towards the corner, and Gold Lewis having to be on the defensive, on the receiving end of pressure. But once you manage to hit it, especially if Gio doesn't have the meter yet to activate their defensive bonus, you're gonna do some great damage.
Another YRC, this time on Solid's side, but will end in a bit of a trade, which results in Banshee taking a round as well.
Yeah, so far, Banshee being very aggressive on defense, and you kind of have to be against Gold Lewis. I feel like too many players respect Gold Lewis too much because they fear the damage and they fear the Typhoons, but, you know, if you fear too much, then...
Yeah, because the biggest risk is if you allow Gold Lewis to apply pressure to you, you're not gonna go anywhere, really.
Right.
Because, you know, you're just gonna get hit by plus frames.
Oh, wow!
Oh, good realization on the coming burst into a charge of dust. For the first game, Banshee just taking the first point.
Yeah, it looks like Banshee has familiarity in this matchup. Feels like they're comfortable playing it. It was sort of showing already when we watched the BansheeBomb versus Shady matchup. They are just ready to play this Gold Lewis matchup.
Yeah, coming in with a vengeance.
Ooh, a little bit of a bait there on the burst. Finally, Solid getting it off.
Trying to DP past the drone. We'll just use the dive kick super to go plus and continue with pressure. Now, Solid just with strong defense, able to find a gap to start their own aggression. And now you're just in the plus frame hole, and without meter, you're just going to take chip damage.
Because
and the eventual hits.
Earlier, BansheeBomb chose to use a lot of their meter on their own pressure, and then when you get reversaled, or when you get the position flipped around, not having enough FD to actually, you know, mitigate some of that pressure.
Yeah, also that round, it is, you know, worthy to note that, you know, so often we see these big Gold Lewis combos just chunking away like 70% of someone's health. You know, that's a lot of damage, but it cannot be understated how much Gold Lewis can still do to you by just having you guess wrong on a couple kind of plus frames, high-low mix-ups.
Ooh, that upkick
Speaking of big damage, here goes Giovanna. Yeah, that connects and kills. Yeah, Giovanna, even just off of certain kind of stray hits, stray hit confirms into super, can do so much as well. So,
oh, wow.
two very dangerous characters.
Oh, the bot there as an insurance. The BansheeBomb managing to get back in there, the burst.
The air dash not going far enough to really go all the way over the drone, and now it's Solid's turn to do big combos.
Luckily for BansheeBomb, the defensive bonus is active. 100 meter. Geo goes into that.
Yeah,
He's actually...
but even still, look at that chip damage. That is painful to deal with.
No matter who you are. Ooh, big gun rate.
DP.
Cashes out.
And look at that damage. Oh, and now with the hard knockdown, Giovanna does get a safe jump off of this. Opts to go for a cross up on the wake up. Takes another point.
Wait, you don't see that very often. I think does that on a normal hit combo into the air axe kick? I think it does, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about the Giovanna's routes. Going to be honest, it's I typically just get messed up by seemingly long, fully airborne combos, and that's that. Yeah, look at this pressure that Solid is applying, even on defense without taking any big combos. Banshee's already at such a low amount of health.
Oh wow, barely able to take out the minigun there. Into the DP, reversal DP. Not really a reversal, but I mean, works out if you're poking with a high profile poke. No.
Oh, opts to go for the slowdown DP. Baits the throw. That's enough.
I'm surprised that... Did Solid get hit airborne there? I think they did. Because otherwise the DP should be fairly punishable, right? Oof. Forcing the burst out of Solid. Respecting the bot. Oh, but look at that. Giovanna with the step kicks. Such massive amount of range with their normals.
Look at that, just a simple hit confirm into super deals so much. That is going through Gold Lewis's defense and guts and still chunked that much. And the 5p check will take the match.
Yeah, you better believe that the opponent is probably gonna throw out some jabs here and there, trying to, you know, get that lucky stray interruption.
And that's already 3-0, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, Banshee just didn't enjoy losing last time against the Gold Lewis and just is going in this time.
But look at this. The burst baited, the momentum, this will... Oh, okay, it does kill.
It just kills.
There was a very early wall break that Solid had to take, but it, you know, ended up being enough.
Yeah.
And now, it's Solid who's pressuring. Wow, and it is
Yeah,
working out.
Yeah, I mean that's the Gold Lewis special is if you let this man swing a coffin at you, you know, even on defense, you're going to struggle. But Banshee, you're going for another go, forced back by the burst.
Oh
that super just has no recovery frames.
Got the land before Solid
Going
does.
back to neutral.
Oh no, whips into straight into 6p. Baiting something. As the YC. Oh,
YRC. I think this is safe. I think this is safe, but
oh no.
maybe not.
Yeah, I guess Solid definitely went for the, you know, the fastest startup version there, and that was not a meaty setup, so I guess it was likely that the 5k is gonna get stuffed there.
Ooh, solid 6p. You don't typically see Gold Lewis 6p hitting things that are grounded like that. Advancing behind the drone is the safest way to approach on Gold Lewis. Respecting the ability of Giovanna to just control some space with that 2D.
Ooh, finds the interruption.
And now we'll get Oki off of this wall splat.
I didn't get to use that 50 meter. But I mean,
It's a very difficult position because you know that's a safe jump,
Right.
Giovanna,
and you have to think that the opponent is aware of your 50 meter for YRC, right?
exactly. Oh, Giovanna being a bit too small to be grabbed at that point, especially when crouching. Now forced to use all of the tension bar. Look at that chip damage. And then denying the attempted advance.
Now, this will be sort of important point here. If BansheeBomb takes it, they're gonna run away with a pretty sizable lead. But if Solid has it, it's gonna be fairly even.
You know, if GoldLewis loses early in a set, they're just gathering intelligence.
Oh wow, the hard bait there, the jump cancel. Banshee, not phased, not bursting at all.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh. Oh no, too far away to get the throw. I wonder if
Giovanna is a very small character, especially because of her stance. You know, can avoid certain things that other characters won't normally and be kind of annoying to deal with in that scenario. Now look at this.
One more. Can't
One
walk
more
anymore.
will chip out, and 2B will actually just be enough.
Interesting, that axe kick was plus for Gio there, but BansheeBomb chose to sort of, I guess, respect or went for something slow. Maybe tried to get a throw. Alright, Solid has been adapting slowly, turning it up. You know, these are two guys that have essentially identical amount of Glico rating before this, so I thought this would be a absolutely perfect even match.
Yeah, and I mean this is just early on in a fairly long set. You know, there's a lot of opportunity for these players to show their skill and ability to adapt what the opponent is doing. So even if someone goes away with an early lead, it's never over. You know, we've seen some great comebacks on this show, and that said, that is an unfortunate block. Super.
Oh,
But
another
there's
one.
Will this one hit? It won't. And the FD prevents BansheeBomb from getting chipped away, and now this is going to do so much damage.
But not enough on GoldLewis. Big boy.
Once again going for the cross-up, which still doesn't kill, but just slowly continuing pressure, and that close slash. Or
Stands
front
up
slash,
in
actually.
time and gets the punish. The nerves on Solid. Just staying solid and defending until the opponent is minus enough to get a punish. That's very rare though. You would not expect that against Giovanna a lot of the times.
Yeah, the faster the opponent's character is, the more you have to just take it slow yourself, mentally at least, and be ready to kind of pay attention to all the gaps that the very aggressive characters have in their strings, because they are there. They just make themselves harder to see.
Oh my god!
6B after the RC whiffed grab. Oh,
What a play from Solid, just getting out of there with a drift. That was brilliant play for Banshee as well. Planned their victory condition perfectly, dropped the combo, didn't break the wall, needed one more hit but didn't find it.
yeah. Now Solid is just getting back in this again. That very same ability to adapt that we were just talking about is just being put on display, and I'll just raw super.
Yeah, no
The
need to
overkill.
no need to do anything fancy, just end it right there. I think it's optimal as well, because it's not gonna that's gonna build the least amount of burst back to your opponent as well.
Oh, look at that. That's a way in if I've ever seen one. And now gets a stray hit into a small combo, but it still does such sizable damage because it is GoldLewis.
Fecian. This
Damn.
will probably break the wall, but Solid has... Oh, it's not
Oh,
gonna
it
break.
doesn't. Now Solid has a lot of meter, but doesn't need to use any of it because round is just over.
Wait a second, just a second ago it was like 1-3, and now it's 4-3 in Solid's favor?
Yeah. Now Banshee just needs to adapt themselves to what Solid has changed and see if they can start stopping this momentum.
Oh, the long dash. The far slash catching BansheeBomb out of that back dash. But it's very dangerous to whip those...
The just block.
Oh, speaking of whipping, plus frames out of that drop kick.
Yeah.
Super.
It's plus frames. It's plus frames if you block it, and then even on whiff, it recovers so fast. That super. It's a very difficult one to deal with.
Oh,
Ooh. Yeah, Solid is just going to be able to advance now, playing the strike throw game, beating Giovanna at her own game on that one.
nice the hit convert or the knockdown. Not able to transition into the corner, however. It is BansheeBomb who gets the corner carry, and now
Yeah.
finally here again. It's been a while. I was expecting, you know, based on BansheeBomb versus Shady matchup, that this was gonna play it in the corner. GoldLuiz is back against the wall most of the time, but it hasn't been so.
Like, look at that damage. That's a lot of damage to be dealing to GoldLuiz, and no, Solid's not gonna burst that.
Yeah, that is kind of a cheeky burst bait there, but you know, had enough.
It shows a lot of respect towards Solid. I think. Sometimes it can even be tricky. Sometimes you respect your opponent too much and you lose opportunities for damage based on it. But, you know, I guess it just depends on where you feel like you are on the mind game. Like, look at that!
That's
And
it.
it's wall stick!
1, 2, 3, one small touch, one big combo, and then one medium combo, and that's a recipe for a GoldLuiz round. 5-3 for Solid. Jesus!
Yeah, it's just...
Solid is on a roll. BansheeBomb needs to find a way to stop this momentum from Solid.
Yeah, Solid is the Behemoth Typhoon right now. Just coming in and sweeping all of a sudden, and you know, Banshee just needs to find their own momentum to kind of catch back up now. And we have Shady in the chat actually just cheering for Solid. So thinking of the previous matches that Banshee had to face.
It's such an
Or the
interesting...
grab
Alright.
ties in the round.
That was a decent amount of respect that BansheeBomb was cashing out on from Solid that round. That was like 4 or 5 throws.
Yeah.
I think that potentially might be what BansheeBomb needs to open up Solid more. Just
Look
get a
at
couple
the
of...
damage that just a raw Skyfish does.
Pass into... Oh, this will be big.
Yeah, this absolutely breaks the wall. Yeah, especially with the super BansheeBomb building up that enough meter. Look at that damage on GoldLuiz. GoldLuiz is chunky as hell, but this
But
does
safe.
get baited. But it's, you know, reasonably safe because Banshee gets knocked so far away, but still able to get in and doing a couple hits. Now
Oh,
using
even...
plus frames and taking a round.
That was a really far hit from the air super, but the backdash from GoldLuiz not able to still build enough distance. Giovanna catching with those buttons. But Solid not looking to slow down at all. Holy shit! Solid, chill!
Look at that damage. Oh, and the step kick. Dash grab. Yeah, Giovanna's dash is so fast that it is very hard to respond sometimes to that dash grab unless you're actively expecting it to be coming out. There we go. That's a round for Solid.
Oh, that's a good one. You're going into the corner. Yeah, deems that it's not
Yeah.
fun to stay in the corner in this amount of resources.
But, yeah, before taking absolutely too much damage to that one combo, Banshee decided it was time to rip the burst, but unfortunately now without it, Solid is just going to take it and go into the match point.
Oh, it's really interesting how it's like I see similarities between Solid and Shady, but also like very distinctive differences in their styles. Shady definitely the more sort of defensive oriented player. We saw Shady spend a lot of time in the corner just blocking forever, just defending forever and capitalizing on small hits. Solid is much more aggressive and all over BansheeBomb.
Look at that damage already, one hit away from going into the set round. Yeah, all it takes is just one call out from Solid now. And Banshee is just going to have to run kind of cleanest offense here, but speaking of, that's already a very solid start.
Full
Go
meter,
step kick,
however.
and now the grab. Now full meter.
Oh, yeah.
But even the full meter that
Solid is just done there.
the standing overhead.
100 meter and positive bonus.
You know, that was such a solid round from Banshee though. The presence of mind to just take that round after, you know, such a health deficit and just running such a clean offense is incredible.
Yeah, the key is definitely gonna be maintaining this position. Wow, the 2P quick jab there by
Now the
BansheeBomb.
DP, yeah, that converts into a wall break for sure, especially with the super now. There is going to be a difficult knockdown situation for Solid to deal with.
Ooh, makes the burst.
Banshee respecting the burst, yeah. And there it is.
What an optimal burst! Banshee, yeah.
Oh.
Bursting
Yeah,
early, I
that
like
is,
that.
that is terrifying.
That might have actually killed with that 100 meter.
Oh yeah. Oh, the blocked YRC, but unfortunately, because it was blocked in the air, knocked Banshee just too far away from to get a solid punish. But
The slow jump doesn't manage to get Solid out of there, and BansheeBomb on the hunt. I bet they want the score back. They want to run it back. They don't want to lose it. Too badly, at least. They definitely want the set. But they need two. Solid only needs one.
the blocked run of Gold Burst. Oh, that's a dangerous game to be playing, Banshee.
That's interesting because Banshee has been choosing to RPS the bot by sort of putting something out there initially, offering an opportunity for Solid to extend themselves into it. But now, it's that time. It's set point. It's do or die for BansheeBomb. Our Giovanna player from Sweden. Good start. Good amount of resources. If we can just keep Solid in there, but somehow we haven't been able to do that. Solid somehow, with this thick boy, Gondlu is able to sneak their way out of there over and over again.
Yeah, those callouts from Solid's part have been really strong. But speaking of really strong,
not this time.
there goes Banshee. Kind of holding on for another round, but can they bring this into a last game position?
Neutral trade,
Trading
bouncing
right
back to
away.
neutral. Oh, Futsis, finally! The 2D from Giovanna hasn't been doing a lot of work in this matchup.
Oh, the blocked burst. Very solid, but unfortunately doesn't get a wall break off of it.
Yeah, the
And
up
now-
kick is minus. Solid able to get an interruption. Oh, the backdash!
Oh, the backdash.
Too far away. Still anybody's game. BansheeBomb has the meter to make up for it. Is that... Oh, that's not gonna kill. That's gonna
It's
break
not gonna
though.
kill, but it's going to break the wall with a hard knockdown and with meter to potentially go for some sort of play here. But there is no need. I'm just going to cross you up and grab you on wake up. Ooh.
Wow. I think Solid might have been expecting like a cross-up setup. That's what I was expecting, but you know, BansheeBomb just went past and landed, dash into a throw.
And Giovanna moves so fast that it's
Right.
such a difficult position to be in when you're on the receiving end of such a setup, because you know, how can you realistically react, you know? Yeah, you have to fuzzy jump, but then what if you just block in the air or get hit in the air and get sent down? It's rough.
Ooh, not a counter hit there for BansheeBomb, so can't get a clean conversion. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be for all the marbles. The overhead's blocked, sweeping the floor. No meter on Banshee, so they're gonna take full chip damage from now on. But this is not chip damage, this is real big boys damage. Baits the throw with the neutral jump.
Once again, going into set point status for Solid.
The Banshee, they've been on in this situation 3 times in a row. What's one more? We can definitely do that, but if Solid has something to say about that, no sir, no meter.
Right now, but the DP calls it out, escapes the corner with it. Unfortunately, there is another DP that whiffs, and now just the advance with the drone.
Oh my god! Solid Gold Lewis!
Solid bringing hope over to Banshee, only to crush it on the final game.
I can't believe it was the same script as previously. First, Shady Gold Lewis from Finland ended up 7-6 for Shady. Then the same one, Solid Gold Lewis from Finland, taking it over BansheeBomb again, 7-6. But it was so close once again. It could have gone either way.
It really could have, and I think it's still like the adaptations from the very start that Banshee had brought initially into the set, and towards the end, the kind of presence of mind remaining in the set to the very end has to be kind of appreciated, even if it ended in a loss. You know, both of these players played incredibly.
Holy shit, what a match! But you know, the fun stuff is not over. Next one is gonna be that one thing that a lot of people wanted to see. We were doing this in the past with Xrd, and now here is the first random select match in Strive. I'm not sure if we have a random select in the game, but the players did request that we random their characters on stream. So let's see. Hopefully, I have. This should work.
I'm so upset that the stream isn't working to see the wheel spin right now.
So let's always do the character for Xin first. We've actually removed 3 characters from this per the request of the players. So I think Testament, Chip, and Axel have been removed from the pool. So for the first character, Xin will have Happy Chaos, and then for Gamma,
oh no,
the character is gonna be Milia.
Oh, interesting. So if I'm able to go back to this kind of cheat sheet that I got, so Milia is in the no idea tier from how Gamma described how much they're familiar with each of the characters, and then Xin actually says they have a little bit of knowledge on Happy Chaos, has labbed it for a little bit. So I'm curious to see how this develops then, and if Gamma is actually able to learn on the fly about Milia.
Yes. For a little bit of extra
information.
Oh yeah, no.
Speaking of, I kind of have an idea from Xin. Xin's Happy Chaos is nearly level 900. This might be unfortunate for Gamma.
But of course, Milia is that fast character who, well, theoretically should be. I would guess on paper this is probably not Chaos's best matchups, but again, the matchups on paper are not necessarily gonna make the biggest difference here on this random select game. It's much more like how easy those characters are to play at a lower level, how easy are they to pick up, and how much value you can pull off with really basic tricks.
Speaking of really basic tricks, Xin is going for actually some higher level scenarios here with the kind of concentration super setups into steady aim canceling. Gamma unfortunately, just not knowing that much about Millia will probably struggle to get in and see. But now, Xin actually doesn't have any bullets. Actually has one now. But a grab on Millia does take the first round. That was such a long round. Just goes to show how these are probably going to go, is a lot of kind of semi-random things happening, and the players having to adapt with. Maybe they'll find some special day one tech. Now Gamma in a rough position with this aim pressure.
Yeah,
and Xin takes the first match.
Definitely looked like Xin has played this before, and they have.
Look, Zin's Happy Chaos is still at a very reasonable level.
Alright, and between every round, we're gonna go into random again first. Character for Xin. And remember, by the request of both players, Testament Chip and Axel have been removed from the pool. So Mei is gonna be character for Xin for game 2, and Gamma is that's a lucky RNG for Gamma, as they are essentially a former Jacko main of sorts.
Interesting. Well, so Xin actually put Mei at the same tier as they put the Happy Chaos, so that might also be an interesting factor. But look at that, Gamma with 1800, level 1800 on Jacko, and level 300 Mei on Zin's side.
Yeah,
that's the metric I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna lean on just to see kind of how much they have played these characters.
This might be pretty decent matchup though, because like Xin obviously is
and immediately a burst safe combo, just taking so much damage out of Jacko.
Mei sort of a comfortable character to random, because Mei is pretty basic and you can get very massive rewards for just, you know, very simple Mei stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, speaking of risk reward, Mei probably some of the highest reward combos in the game. Jacko, some of the lowest rewards in the game. So,
I mean, it depends. Jacko can get some really nasty corner pressure situations with minions out, especially if she gets the super out. That's a lot of danger for the opponent. But it's just about whether or not the Gamma is going to be kind of provided the opportunity to get into those setups.
Right.
But already being a round down is a rough position to be in. But here we see Gamma trying to go in, but the RRC.
Oh, the 2K! Beautiful check. Oh, 2D catches Xin barely. But this looks much more like a Jacko round.
Yeah.
This is what you would usually expect.
You can tell Gamma's comfortable on this character.
But one lapse in concentration. Now Mei is close to you. Oh no, has to RC. Okay, gets there relatively unscathed. Gamma does have that 50 meter on board as well. The jump RPS and the trade in favor of Gamma. That was cutting it fairly close though. Gamma didn't have too much of life left there. Maybe like 30, 40.
Yeah, and Mei has the buttons to just on kind of you know, stray hits to be taking out at least one of the minions. So that's a fairly problematic thing for the Jacko player here to deal with, because you know, you need your minions out, and any character that can kind of easily deal with them is going to cause you so many issues.
Ooh, okay. Kinda has to burst there. Gamma has been building that life lead, has the meter. Oh, I think that's it. No!
No, it's still not, but the 6P taking out minions, going through with a jumping slash, going through the fireball.
Oh, I love that!
Move.
Resetting the combo before the wall breaks.
And now Blue RC.
Nice.
Yeah,
Was able to
simple string.
Yeah, I like that. Was able to stop time and see that that is the startup of a throw. So just holding up, getting the win comfortably. 1-1. Alright, so this next character for Xin.
The fact that Zin's loose quote is "I'm taking my name now" really adds to the comedy in this set.
Alright, so Xin will have a gold Lewis for game 3. And Gamma is gonna be... Oh, it's Milia again.
Oh no. What is the game 2 Milia knowledge going to bring to the table? Zin Gold Lewis, we're gonna see some serious turning.
So where's Gold Lewis on Zin's tier list? It's lower than the previous character, so put in actually the bottom tier for Zin.
Yeah. But even still, that's still, you know, level 100, that's still at least a couple games in Celestial won, so...
And if
let's see,
if you're wondering about what we're talking about in terms of the tier list, I usually ask players when they're going into the random matchup to sort of make a tier list for their own ability to play characters so that we can do a little bit of speculation between the rounds in terms of what character they get, whether like that's gonna be a good matchup for them or a bad matchup for them, as far as, you know, how comfortable they are with the characters. Right, RC, you know, keep the pressure up.
If Zin has been on the stream, they've just had like the ability to watch some great Gold Lewis gaming here to apply some osmosis knowledge. Let's see if that goes anywhere. They immediately just the BT checks. And Gamma with the unfortunate reality of having to be a Milia versus a Gold Lewis right now, which whilst not necessarily that bad of a matchup, I don't think. It's still rough if you get hit, you take a lot of damage.
Yeah, Milia is definitely not one of those characters who you can just pick and play. It's a lot about set play, and set play is one of those things you have to grind out in training mode usually.
Yeah. Oh,
but we got basic stuff.
Yeah. You know, Milia mains will tell you that the grab into heavy disc isn't a real setup, but I don't think Gold Lewis has that good of a way to deal with it. Maybe the 6B has enough invulnerability to get past it. Oh, but the 2K2D not going for a heavy disc setup.
Attempting a chip out, but needs one more. Oh, I think that's a little bit of more. Oh no, jumping to the wrong direction. Kind of baited out the throw there, but unfortunately misses the rewards. Alright, Zin taking the lead 2-1. We go back to the character selector. So the character for Zin for next one is going to be Baiken.
Baiken actually being, you know, towards the lower end of the list, but still at the B tier of knowledge.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh,
here it comes. Chaos.
What did Gamma get? Oh, happy Chaos, who was on the no idea tier for Gamma. So this is going to be interesting because this is, you know, both self-admittedly not knowledgeable of either character. So let's see. You know, the Happy Chaos players will tell you that Baiken is actually a counterpick, a strong matchup towards Happy Chaos. I wonder if any of that is going to be seen here. Well, what people typically say is that the Gun Super and Cavalry are actually quite good tools at dealing with Happy Chaos's zoning. So I'm interested to see what the Gamma is able to do here.
Yeah, I guess because if the Gun Super goes off, and, you know, due to how you have to go into the gun stance and you can't cancel it right away, if the gun super goes off, it is gonna hit, right? So we got some pretty decent RPS tools.
Oh, the 6B. I think that was an attempted jumping slash from Gamma. Interesting, you know, both of these characters have the kind of descending, the descending kind of diagonal jumping slashes. As we just saw here, Gamma do, putting up the pressure.
It's gonna be probably back to very basics with Gamma.
Yeah, and unfortunately that steady aim doesn't target quite fast enough when you don't have the curse on.
Yeah.
Oh? What's up? Hello?
Oh, that actually hits?
Hits the backdash!
Wait! Was that backdash that they catched? What a read! The super that felt like Hail Mary ended up being a 200 IQ. Hard read to get that round for Gamma.
I mean, when you're a Jacko Axel main, that just means you have big brain. You know, that is the necessary factor for playing these characters. So I think, you know, Gamma might be in their element here, going into playing Happy Chaos.
Another thing is, if you're playing a character in random select that you're not quite comfortable with, if you can't bring the solid play, you might want to try to do something very unexpected and sort of catch the opponent off guard instead. And you could end up, you know, hitting it. Sometimes it just hits, and sometimes you just need a crazy thing to equalize the situation.
Ooh, the flashing 6Bs and the R slash actually taking the round.
Curse landed, but however, how well are we able to
the air grab into the corner, and now that's going to be some pressure to be applied. A good whiffed parry from Zin's part.
It is going to be a very crucial part of the Happy Chaos frustrating gameplay missing, because you do need a little bit of execution for that, you know.
Yeah, for the guard crush loops, but you can tell that Gamma is actually trying to play a bit of a zoner game plan, which I think, you know, makes perfect sense with the characters that they typically play. You know, being a legacy Venom player, playing Axel right now, having played Jacko, which whilst not necessarily a zoner, can, you know, play at range comfortably. So it feels like Gamma's just trying to get into the zone where they themselves as a player are comfortable playing. And that's really important in this kind of a matchup, is you don't know what you're doing with the character specifically, but if you can play towards your personal strengths as a player, you can hope to be stronger. And with that said, Zin does actually take another round.
It was close though.
Yeah, that was the closest one we've had.
Oh, I think they accidentally went for a rematch, so...
Oh.
Actually, after we go back to lobby, I'll switch it back to no rematch, so they don't have to... yeah. So this will be just quick out. Actually, while...
Yeah, you could roll the characters.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. Alright, so gonna roll the next one for Zin. So next one for Zin is gonna be Potemkin, and for Gamma.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
So Zin listed Potemkin in the A tier of being, you know, fairly comfortable, and then what did Gamma get? Gamma Zato. Oh no. Actually no. Gamma actually listed that they've played Zato for a bit, so this might not actually be that rough. Zato traditionally very difficult character to play, but in the hands of someone who's familiar, very scary character. But even still, Xin having played so many of these characters, a very reasonable amount. Level 500 on Potemkin. Xin just plays this game a lot, it seems.
Yeah, Xin is definitely one of those players who just grind a lot, and you know, I feel like it's not always the amount of, you know, raw hours that you put in the game that determines whether you are good or not. However, a lot of these top level players tend to be the guys who've played the game most, so there's a little bit of a correlation there for sure.
And obviously, you know, a lot of hours, especially if you play a variety of characters, even if it's just to learn them, is a very good thing to do. You know, you'll have a lot better of an idea of what your opponent's options are if you've played those characters yourself.
Yes, that will never be wasted effort, wasted.
Oh, unfortunately, Gamma leaving Eddie quite far behind, so the opposed comes out quite far back and isn't able to apply very strong corner pressure. You know, an unfortunate bit of this matchup is that, you know, Zato is very frail against Potemkin, who hits like a freight train individually on each hand.
Ooh, nice bait there, using the flight. Opposed taking care of Mega Fist, but not getting a massive reward in return. Here we go, starting the pressure once again on summon. Being very careful. Ooh, actually trading.
Yeah, the opposed still coming through to. Oh. I think that was just maybe an attempt at a Kara. Ooh, the 6H still getting the hit, but the frog is too far behind, and Gamma doesn't get the combo. Is able to get the. Oh my god, what is that? That's super called something Sun.
Sun
right?
Void.
Sun Void, yes. Sun Void and Among Us. That's what they're called. This.
No, it's Executor.
Yeah, no, Gamma does take the round. So putting this on a 1-1 scenario, able to apply some pretty effective Zato pressure.
Ooh, that will get baited. There we go. Oh, able to find a gap there. Frog leaping into the wrong direction, and now.
Ooh, the burst preventing the Garuda. That was the Buster. I mean, after the Garuda.
That's a.
Yeah,
I think that
was death.
That was a good Garuda to take. At least he got out of there, but
the drift forward. Was that a drift forward and the Kara? That was a very fast-moving Potemkin.
Yeah.
Is the question. You typically don't see Potemkin being able to move like that, but yeah.
All right, character for Xin. Next one, Happy Chaos again.
Apparently, Shady is informing me that you can't do Carabusters from RCs. So that was just the RC going really far forward.
And Gamma is gonna be. Oh, did they call it? They just called it.
Oh no. Is it Gamma Millie again? Oh no. That was the very first match, right? Was this the exact setup?
Yeah, I think so. But that's the nature of the beast.
Hey Sid, I prepared the wheel. You can't call it rigged. But hey, it's not rigged if Gamma just asked for it.
Sometimes it just happens. You get your worst character 3 times or even more. But doesn't RNG work like this? You get bad luck and then you get super good luck. So next Gamma should be getting like all Jackos or Axels, right?
I mean, wait, Axel isn't on the wheel, right? I don't think Gamma can get Axel.
Wait, Axel is not on the wheel. That's true. Wait a second.
But thankfully the chip isn't either. So.
Ah, I see. So they purposely took out their mains, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for the sake of making the games as entertaining as possible for us, they took out their mains, which it is appreciated because it does make for funnier gameplay, in my opinion.
Right, right. 'Cause
Oh, look at that 5D getting the wall splat.
oh, Milia covers so much ground there with a small dash, but now any hit. Oh, I think that was an OTG, but it doesn't even matter.
That was a really unfortunate draw for Gamma.
If you have like basic skills on Happy Chaos, like pretty much any conversion does convert into a lot of damage.
Yeah, even already on day one, people had found wall-to-wall combos on Happy Chaos, and just with the development that a character has had, it's one of the most kind of dramatic increases in power through exploration that we've had in Strive.
Alright, so Zin is gonna be Nago for next one, and for Gamma.
Yeah, Nago is another one that Zin said they're fairly comfortable with.
And
Gamma
Gold
is
for Gamma.
Oh, interesting. Where did Gamma put Gold Lewis? On the comfortable tier, actually. Interesting.
Yeah, so this
is. Yeah, go on.
see, so Nago is also fairly high up on Zin's comfortable list.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It seems like it'll be a very a pretty decent match for both of them.
Referring to the matchup though, isn't this like fairly tough for Gold Lewis? I forgot how this matchup goes on paper.
I'm not very familiar actually with It is, but yeah, both of them with actually a really respectable level on either of these characters. So
yeah, so
definitely there will be experience to be had. But yeah, immediately the struggle against Nago corner pressure. But I think this goes both ways in this matchup because Gold Lewis also, you know, Nago doesn't have good kind of air options to get out of the corner. Gold Lewis can just keep applying linear pressure that responds to a lot of what Nago tries to do. Oh, that DP round start, such a strong round start for Nago. Probably one of the strongest round start buttons in the game.
yeah, it's honestly like any round start button for Nago, due to how his kit works, is really amazing because
That's 6H. Oh, is this just it? Say it ain't so.
Oh, one more chance.
Okay.
Oh, no!
No! Oh, going so far. Oh, wait. There's still hope. But
No, it wasn't active. It wasn't active.
time freeze.
That was a ballsy throw for Zin, because that I guess Zin was just, you know, comfortable understanding the frame data there. That 2 heavy was not active yet, so they could sneak in a 2-frame throw. Gosh. All right, next up, Zin's character is going to be Anji. All right.
So Anji is on. We're about the same level as Baiken for Zin. And what is Gamma?
Gamma is gonna be so close. Kai.
Kai is also on the played for a bit tier for Gamma, so it just seems that it might be favored towards Gamma this time around.
Did I put a point in on Zin's account for the last game? I'm trying to remember.
I'm not sure. This is so frustrating not being able to see the stream.
Heck. Is this 6th game? Okay, so three times we've seen Milia from Gamma. I think this is probably 7th game. So Zin should have an extra point, right? I really hope somebody can actually confirm, because I'm dumb.
Especially because we don't have the in-game tracker right now.
Right.
Actually, we would have in the room settings, because it does keep player record.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess we can check that between the games. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 5-1 as well. It just feels comfortable, so
The
I'll...
grab RC from Zin, but not getting any conversion off of it?
Anji, both these characters are actually pretty comfy characters to sort of RNG into, because especially Anji, I feel, because Anji is very simple, just like RPS and big combos, and the combos are not hard by any metric.
Definitely not the kind of... Yeah, I mean, obviously optimal combos are always going to be a bit difficult, but just if you just press buttons on Anji, you can do some fairly scary damage. I've noticed, even from just playing around myself in training mode with the character.
Hey, if yours truly Butterfinger. Oh, the...
Oh, wow. Yeah, speaking of, guard pointing through the fireball. And there's a parry super. That's going to be a lot of damage. And a Kai left at very low health with a bar of meter getting counter hit. Is this enough?
No meter to end it. Oh no, that's a guaranteed. Wait, it's Gamma who gets the throw.
Sometimes it depends which move you hit the guard point with, and sometimes you are able to get the reaction a bit earlier. But actually, should we look at the? I can look in game.
Yeah.
While you roll the characters, I will.
Yeah.
Room ranking. Oh, interesting. Wait, that can't be right.
What does it say?
Says Zin has won 8 times versus Gamma's 1 time?
Oh yeah, because there was one match where, so it's -2.
Oh,
for,
yes.
Right.
So is this 7-1? Or -2? You said?
Wait.
So it's either 6-1 or 7-1.
So it's 7 already? Wait a second. Is that
that
true?
it? That's what the room says. The room leaderboard does say...
I'm pretty sure it's 6-1 too. There's no way I've missed 2, right?
Oh, well, not supposed to be here.
Yeah, one of those games was fake.
Yeah, but it still says it would be 7-1 in that case. Because it says 8-1.
Oh no, it's collusion. Do we just play?
I mean, if they both agree to just counting it as being 6-1,
right.
I think we go with 6-1, right? We go by by the fair play of the players.
Right. So Zin.
That way we get a little bit more silliness.
So Zin will be Faust. Oh, is it gonna be Faust? We're so close. No, it's gonna be Sol for Gamma.
1 Happy Chaos and 1 Kai just now. Where do both of these characters fall on their gameplay? So, Faust is in the lowest tier. It's actually the lowest character that Zin listed, whereas Sol is messed around. Gamma has messed around in training mode with them.
So I guess like somewhat equal-ish.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Gamma. Let's let's watch Zin play Faust.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Collusion.
Yes. At the end of the day, this is an entertainment affair, and if these two are willing to just step back in, you know, anyone willing to play some Faust deserves to be heard, because Faust is always a funny character.
But another matchup where the stacks are probably against Faust quite a bit, just because of the damage that Sol can deal.
And because it is Strive Faust.
Right. Another thing, Sol is not the hardest character to play either. And the combo execution is
regardless,
like,
Zin
doable.
does get the round with that overhead 6H.
Overhead hits. Oh, but the The interruption from the Horde. What a...
These very raw uses of the command grab.
It kind of looks like a miss input. Is it? Does the Rerere in this game have a follow up that you need to input into? I guess that's like a timing issue. I'm pretty sure you input the follow up command, which comes out as command grab if you do it too fast, maybe. I guess the pressure.
Not really sure. I have to be honest. Faust is not a character I've really messed around with.
Gamma looking to stay alive. Each player has a burst available and a clean slate. Yeah, 5 PP, not a whole lot of damage. A single 6 heavy will equalize the situation for Gamma. Oh, there we go. Do we have the combos? Kinda, yeah. We got the most out, like the best out of that combo, even if we dropped it. Now 50 meter on board for Gamma. Ooh, gets a little one, but no canceling the 6 heavy. Choosing to milk this because Gamma doesn't have the burst available, but look at that, 100 meter. What are we gonna do it? Are we gonna see a classic? Oh, barely misses the 6S pickup. Good counterplay against the teleport. No RC available, so no big shenanigans.
This
Runs
is
under.
very precarious position to be in as both characters. Oh, the big counter hit.
Perfect timing on the
Gamma
burst.
being patient with the burst.
Oh, in the end, ends up running into it. But man, that was the perfect timing on burst for Xin. Still not able to live past that. We will go into the next roll. Wheel of Fate is turning.
So yeah, it's definitely 6-2. Ignore what the math we did about these matches says.
So Xin gonna be Baiken.
Oh, Xin Baiken once again.
Gamma with Geo.
Oh. So where did Gamma rate Geo on? I have no idea how to play this character. Interesting.
Although Geo also not the most, not the most tricky character. In fact, a lot of level 1, I guess. Yeah, if you don't even have any idea where the buttons are located, then it's kind of rough, is it not?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on what the no idea means. Because if it's no idea, but you know what the buttons are, you might still have a time. And the fact that Gamma already pressed 2D means that they've got their heart in the right place already.
Right.
Oh, there's the parry. Yeah, the parry's probably gonna be really good because when you're less comfortable with the character, you're gonna be mashing more, and the parry is the perfect anti-mash tool.
Right, and the parry also has a lot of rewards built into single input, so you don't need combos or anything. In that
there's
sense,
the
it's good.
throw. The classic Giovanna move, just dashing up throw.
Fights the parry once again. I mean, that's a decent RPS option. Geo has a lot of plus frame specials and a plus frame normals, after which you can sort of attempt to go for a Hiragi.
Yeah. I mean, these are still, very skilled players behind this that should have an idea of the kind of frame data of a lot of these characters' moves, for the purposes of typically playing against them. So it can be useful in the matchup here to just know when you're looking to try and mash. Yeah, and speaking of,
Ooh,
there's
nice
a solid
jump over
60
Kabari.
call out by Xin.
Oh, but we think that's air super.
Expecting it to
Xin,
maybe
though.
go at a kind of wider angle, but it does fall quite sharply.
Posturing defensively. Jumping backwards, using the
Oh, there's the jumping slash.
Oh, nice block there on the TK Yozan. That might have not been the cleanest, maybe. Still anybody's game. Gamma can't take a hit here, though.
Gets the grab.
You know, it would be really funny if it was actually 7-1 and now Gamma ends up taking this because we miscounted in before. Here come the mix-ups though. Oh, just front. All right. Seeing for pressure. Ooh, the cancel.
Oh, that's quite a bit of damage, but Gamma does burst out of it. Zin just kind of desperately going for the 5Ds. Gets grabbed into the corner and a 5D Roman cancel. And now both of these players are very low health, but you know, when you don't have the kind of optimal combos on your side, this is still a couple interactions away from death. But Zin now...
Wow, just a throw against the Kabari follow-up. The perfect timing. That's what we're talking about. The, you know, the knowledge that they've accumulated playing against the character before. It doesn't matter what character you're playing per se. If you're using the universal mechanics and the throw there, calling out the heavy follow-up of the Kabari, Gamma's still in this.
I'm in the same boat as Zin in the chat right now. You can do that? I had no clue you could just grab Baiken as she goes for the follow-up Kabari hit.
A lot of the times I've seen people use like 2K to catch it. Right, so
Zin is manifesting getting Soul here. Will they get it?
Kinda close. Nago.
Nagoriyuki, once again, which, you know, Zin was shown to be fairly confident with. You know, nearly level 1000 on Nago. And what did Gamma get?
And it's Mei for Gamma.
A Mei? Interesting. So I just need to double check. Where is Mei? Mei is... Okay, Mei is someone that they've messed around with in training mode a little bit.
So not the strongest option. So this will be kind of tough for Gamma if they want to stay alive, because Zin already displayed a very, very strong Nago earlier. But I mean, you know, again, it's also Mei. It's also
Mei, one of the most explosive characters with this DP round start, beating everything nearly that you can throw at it.
And it's very, very frustrating to whiff punish as well, because there's the RPS.
Wow.
That's
a Nago combo. It's not gonna kill, but you know, that's a rough position to be in if you're Gamma.
Just slides in there and the meaty claw slash. And Gamma's tournament life on the line here against overwhelming odds on a character.
How does your career recover from such a match, you know?
Of course it had to be Nago in the end. But wait a second! Forcing the burst out of Zin. Here comes a lot of blood being put on the table. They're not gonna pop, are they? That's another
maybe it's just so close to popping, but you know, now that they're on the defensive, definitely not gonna be popping anytime soon, I don't think.
Oh, that's so close, using another Hukyo. They're gonna pop! OTG. Ooh. Still a punish. Oh no! That was a kill for sure.
Oh.
Okay.
The time stopped allowing for the perfect opportunity to try and 6-speed a Dolphin, but unfortunately, Gamma able to RC into their own punish.
Oh, nice! Throwing the Hukyo. Now going into level 2 blood for
and now level 3 already, just using up all of the blood in the world, really. Oh yeah, level 3 blood. Look at the range on that 5H. You know, grab, biting the world, RC.
Almost a clean slate in terms of blood. Able to do a lot of one more special move available. There it is.
And that's it. Oh,
but they drop. That's a punish.
Yes, RC. Unfortunately, jumping backwards, but it's fine.
Gamma lives. with a character that they are absolutely not very comfortable with. Wow. It's still on.
It is on. So what's the score right now?
So it would be 6-4, as long as we didn't miss that 1 point.
We didn't miss any point. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, so Xin, next
Xin
up.
with one more shot at playing Soul. And what will they play?
So Faust for Xin,
Oh no?
and... Giovanni. Is it Gio? It is Gio for Gamma.
Oh, interesting. So both characters we've already seen here.
But not against each other, as far as I can remember.
Yeah. Now let's see what kind of crazy stuff the second match as Faust can bring for against Gamma's Giovanna.
Again, it just feels like the stacks are kind of stacked against, or the odds are stacked against Gamma once again. To a certain extent. But I mean, we made it out alive once, we can do it again. And I mean, as long as you're close range, you can basically do the classic thing. Close slash pressure into thick throw or strike.
There it is, and now we're even getting the trumpet
That was a
out of
very
Zin's Faust.
nicely timed throw.
Yeah, really advantageous to get that. And now abusing the minus frames on the mix. Oh, now meteor. Oh no, that was not a meteor. It was a bomb. Confused the fire of the two.
Nice back dash.
Yeah, Giovanna's 2K2D doesn't connect as well as other characters, but it's kind of for the best considering the power of that 2D.
Ooh, almost with punishing the
Oh,
6-7.
but still gets the grab
Wow.
on the dash in.
Up kick on the round start, giving plus frames for Gamma. Wow, catching the mix. The throw break.
And now Zin having burst again. Opting to not grab the own afro to throw the head.
Oh, the whiff punish with mix. That was a hard commit because Zin did not have meter ready yet. 6P not active yet. Once again, Gamma. Just opting to take it chill. Back out. Ooh, good idea. Doesn't quite have the spacing. The up kick minus on block. Zin capitalizes, takes their turn. Gamma does have the meter for something still.
I don't know what they're trying to do. Just getting that, just getting the command grab. Might be trying to input something else, and then unfortunately the input is coming out as the command grab.
Oh, wasn't able to.
Unfortunately, gets hit by their own bomb after throwing it over to Gamma, who does block it.
Yeah, I would imagine, like, if you're not a main on Faust, being able to sort of react to incoming items is not the easiest task.
Oh, but getting the timing on the smack away, but unfortunately unable to follow it through after the RC.
Nice jump over. Bomb on the
Another
board.
bomb is coming.
Oh, did he? Not able to
Yeah,
recover.
that's... Phew, both players hit by the bomb. That's a dangerous place to be in. Oof.
Wait, it still
That
hits
was
him. Or did no? Wait.
No, that was the weight falling down.
Oh, right.
It wasn't the bomb itself. I was scared of the same thing, but then I noticed the health didn't go down. Oh, the mini Faust is active, so now Gamma is going to be less afraid to go in. Picks up the trumpet. And Zin with that funky air dash movement, going over the little guys, and then the 2P.
But
grabbing-
of course.
Yeah. the classic Foci's move. Faust 2P, give me your ankle.
All right, well, very nice chase there at the end for Gamma. I was able to pull it through with a couple of really tough picks, if everything is to believe in terms of the tier lists that the players gave us. Man, that was very interesting. I hope we get to cast more random select matches in the future. So Zin takes that one, and we are heading to the last matchup of today. Fecian Jacko versus AgguBaggu. So initially this was supposed to be Aggu versus Juxtaposer. Juxtaposer, however, unfortunately couldn't show up, so Fecian being a friend and showing up on short notice to replace
Who does Fecian play?
Jacko.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I missed it. I think you just announced it. Apology.
So Aggu with pretty decent results lately with their bike, and I want to say that they haven't lost too many games. Let's see. Pull out my cheat sheet. Yeah, Aggu has won the last two of their matches. The match before that was extremely close. Win. Yeah, I mean, Aggu's basically lost two matches, and those two losses were like very close. So that says a lot about how comfortable they are on this particular character.
Yeah, Aggu is certainly a recurring, extremely strong player here.
And that's like a very heartwarming success story, because Aggu has been signing up for bounty hunters for quite a bit, but at the start they were sort of cruising through different character. I can remember like 3 or 4 different characters that Aggu sort of cruised through before landing on Baiken for good, and it was that Baiken who ended up, being the one locking in place, and ever since they've been wrecking it up. All right, yeah, one of those losses with Geo as well, so they essentially have one loss, just one loss with Baiken. That's impressive.
Definitely. Aggu has shown so much consistency over their time playing here at Bounty Hunters.
Now that you mentioned, does Fecian know they're playing? I did talk to them about it, but I didn't send the last final confirmation. This might be on me. Let me message Fecian. That's like very classic kyuukei, like messaging, hey, you wanna play this match? Then they say okay. Then I say nothing after that, so there might be some misunderstanding whether the match is happening or not. So yours truly is not the most proficient when it comes to communication. Alright, howdy gamer. You wanna play Fecian? Sorry if there was any ambiguity in my communication about this match, but if you're ready to play against Aggu, we can do it now. All right, good. Whew. Crisis averted.
Yeah,
Hey,
we get the full experience.
Winging it. Hey, let me send you the lobby code as well. There we go. That might be very useful. Yeah, it's my bad. I usually DM lobby codes to all the participants at the start, but for some reason I forgot to drop it on your DMs. I will take all responsibility for this scuffedness. Jack O versus Baiken. Now that's a matchup I don't think I've seen very often. I haven't seen that played even on tournaments. Dropping the lore, Decknut has been training them. Alright, good. We're not going into this matchup blind.
Yeah, Decknut is really strong Jacko that I keep seeing playing on quite a few tournaments. I've had actually the pleasure of speaking to briefly when I commentated the EMEA tournament a couple weeks back.
Hell yeah, look at you being everywhere on high-profile stages.
Oh no.
From little backwater events such as Bounty Hunters to the Big Boys League.
Hey, Bounty Hunters isn't backwater. Don't downplay your own event. I love this place.
It's like downplaying your character.
Exactly, you shouldn't do it.
It's an option select.
Oh.
So Spain versus Poland. Since Baiken is one of the newer characters as well, I haven't talked to a lot of Baiken players about Baiken matchups. Maybe I ought to fix that at some point.
Yeah, you don't see Jacko a lot either, so it's kind of I don't have that solid of an idea of kind of how good the character may be in comparison to kind of everyone else. Well, very much regarded as being kind of on the weaker side, but I think Jacko does have the potential to do well. It's just a very difficult character to play, and certainly a lot of mechanics such as things like even Roman cancels, destroying minions, Jacko herself getting hit, destroying minions, does play against it, but I still think there's kind of potential there for really strong players to shine through with such a technical character that allows for a lot of player expression.
So like on paper, I think Baiken lacks a couple of things that Jacko usually hates in a matchup. I know the more explosive the character, it gets kind of tough for Jacko, minus maybe like Nago, who you can kind of actually control. And also like the convertibility out of certain stuff is not necessarily the most consistent for Baiken. And of course, I think ultimately Jacko matchups come down to button interaction. If the opponent has like super good buttons to challenge from minion throws, if they overall have good buttons to kill minions with, it can get kind of difficult. And combined with like the worst case scenario is if you have a character who does a lot of damage for combos, so sort of triumphs over you in in risk reward, as well as has good buttons to challenge the neutral and destroy minions, then yeah, those are probably the worst matchups for Jacko. But I wonder how Baiken's buttons interact here. I guess we're gonna see in a second.
Yeah, I do think Baiken definitely has some of those really powerful combos that might deal just a bit more damage than Jacko is comfortable taking, but at the end of the day, it's about how much you can deal with those minions at a kind of base level that determines how well you do in neutral.
Baiken is very good air to air, and Jacko is known to go into the air with especially minions in their hand. So if Aggu manages to sort of keep the spacing and land those far-reaching far slashes, especially as counter hits, that's probably one good way to score the big money here. Alright, with the blue colors, here we go. Jumpy,
Yeah,
jumpy.
I really like that Jacko color. But yeah, solid start.
And 6B, jump slash.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. Kind of when you get those Jacko setups going, it's very difficult to deal with a lot of the time. It's especially because Jacko can be trying to set minions from a very reasonably far range.
Yeah, because Baiken is not necessarily the fastest character either, and the angles she comes in from are probably fairly anti-airable. Just like throwing a minion is probably gonna meet jump slash favorably.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. Oof. Yeah, that super will hit super hard.
Yeah, one of the sort of damage conditions, if you don't have, like, if you're not in the corner and doing those 6 soccer loops, then just confirming into the super is one of the few easy ways to cash out on damage for Jacko. Yeah, look at
And
that.
there's a 6B that, yeah, Jacko's 6B quite strong. Just rounding out the first game of the set.
Let me actually flip
we're
this
back on
to...
yeah.
Yeah.
No rematch.
Sorry about that. I'll flip it back to rematch, and now we're just gonna remember that it's first to 6 for Fecian, and Aggu needs 7 if the players are looking at the their own score screen.
And Fecian actually with the triple Jacko badge, including the celestial #1 rating. So this is someone who's very experienced with Jacko. This is someone who's definitely, you know, grinded the time to be out here kind of like pushing the potential of the character, even when a lot of people call it quite weak.
Yeah, as time went by, even some of the most devoted Jacko... Oh. And the instant overhead, get the wall break, and now it's gonna be a hard comeback for Fecian. But I mean, technically, Jacko can zone, so if Aggu doesn't manage to get back in, however, gun is a thing.
Yeah, the gun will almost definitely go through those minions and cause problems.
There it is!
Yep. As we said it.
Ooh, nice aggressive dash past the minion. It's gonna be...
Yeah, a lot of the typical play against Jacko is to kind of use any sort of evasive moves you have to just go past the minions. Because sometimes you can get kind of punished from wanting to deal with the minions. You know, a good Jacko player will be able to... Oh?
Whoa! Was the explosion radius still there? That was kind of
Maybe. It stays active for quite a bit. But yeah, no, what I was saying is a smart Jacko player will have the ability to sort of... Oh? Oh no! Oh no!
Critical error!
That's
so
very
funny.
unfortunate.
You rarely see that you know, that setup or that install being used, and then it just ends up backfiring for Fecian. Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's such a shame. You know, it's one of the main things that from Jacko players that I've spoken to, the main thing they ask for is, you know, that explosion super explosion. Not it is a super, right? The explosion super from the minions.
Is it
Not, or is it just a command?
I actually don't know.
In any case, yeah. In any case, the main thing that people ask for is for the explosion special to just only to not damage Jacko. That's one of the main buffs that Jacko players ask for. Obviously, there's other things that are rough about the character, but that is certainly the one I've most commonly seen complain about. Oh, but here we have the classic. The whistle has been blown, but unfortunately the health was already at quite low. The wall was already at quite low health.
Oh, barely reaches with that Kabari follow-up. Wires he straight into the super. Did they respect? Yes, they did.
Yeah. And now a simple punish is enough to take the round in Fecian's favor.
Oh, there we go. That's the one I was talking about. And Jump D from Jacko is one of those moves that probably wants to snipe.
Yeah, an unfortunate burst being a bit too far away, but it's still not over for Fecian this round.
Okay,
able to block the gun super. Yeah, these minions being thrown, just harassing Baiken.
It's interesting to see this approach. Being a solo player myself, I would just almost always autopilot into just trying to poke the incoming minions, like do 2S for example, like basically free, but I recognize it might not be that easy for all characters.
Yeah, my typical go-to is obviously trying to go and stroke under minions. The difficult part there is kind of measuring distance then, but even then that can be called out because, you know, Jacko has some pretty good crouching normals that deal with stroke. But yeah, Baiken might be one of the characters that actually struggles to deal with the minions.
Yeah, because I think Baiken doesn't have any disjointed normal moves on the ground, right? So.
Oh, that's 6B hitting backwards.
Ooh, pretty decent combo and cashes out.
Yeah, that's going to do a lot of damage. Will it break the wall actually from this range? Not quite, but it's still so much damage, you know. Jacko is quite a frail character, and that Baiken super hits super hard.
Aggu using all the resources in the world to keep Fecian in the corner, and understandably so. If Aggu lets Fecian get back to neutral, it's been rough, so gotta hold on to that position for dear life when you actually get there.
Yeah. Jacko is definitely a character that the more ahead you are in sort of position on each individual round, the more you can keep winning.
Clappity clappity clap until the minion meter is out. Oh, finds the 2D counter hit into the corner.
Now pressure begins. One minion out.
Yeah, I remember. I love this corner pressure from Fecian so much. And they also have the sick loops. Oh, are we gonna get those? Yeah!
Oh!
Ow!
Whoa! That was so much damage. Just all of a sudden, a Baiken disappeared.
That's such a cool combo when you get to do the suckers in the corner.
Oh, and the 6B stays active for just long enough to get a nice counter hit.
Set it up, plus frames, that well-spaced 6K. Is pretty plus. And next, oh, what's that?
Getting the air grab.
Alright, nice escape. Fecian was kind of bluffing there, summoning the minion, opening up a gap for Aggu to get out of there, and out they did.
Oh, the minion parry. Now, as a Baiken player, being the one getting parried can't feel too nice.
Let me show you how to use that tool. Oh! Air dashing over that 2S. Gold burst.
Oh, gold burst. Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't even really use the meter for anything. Just takes the game.
In a way, that forced Aggu to take action, because if they couldn't respect there. If they respect and Fecian has 100, they're not gonna wake up from that block stun. Very likely.
Yeah. That is the unfortunate reality of playing against Jacko, is that yeah, if Jacko gets the opportunity to get ahead, it's a very rough uphill battle. Getting out of a situation like this, with 2 whole minions there.
That's really cute, summoning straight into the parry. I think you would have to delay your button a little to get a punish right, or just dash for a throw. I kind of forgot how to RPS that.
Oh wow, the Bull RC into kicking a minion into the floor to bounce up and get the air approach. That is that creative Jackal play.
Alright, 2D into 2D. And the third one finding the position, and now... Oh, wait, where did the minion go?
That was an unsummon, right? Oh, and this is going to do a lot.
Cash out! Bam! I mean, still pretty okay damage in terms of Jacko.
I mean, Jacko's Elysian driver does do a lot of damage. Baiken does scale quite aggressively, though. Just something to keep in mind.
Fecian on a roll. Hey, we're sort of speculating in the chat before this started that this is not one of Baiken's best matchups. Whether that's the case or not, so far Fecian has been doing very good work. But I mean, when Aggu gets in, they usually get something big and relevant like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be a kill. They have the super.
I don't think it kills, but it definitely is going to do a whole lot. And now with the hard knockdown, it's going to be rough for Fecian to get up here because, yeah.
Damn, I always want to press after that Yosansen as well, but when it's like actually a descending Yosansen, your Baiken is probably gonna be plus afterwards.
Yeah, so it's also just generally difficult for Jacko to deal with an opponent that's very up close and personal with you.
Ooh, attaching the wire. Next hit could be big. Ooh, custom combos, not quite.
Unfortunately, it ran out, so we didn't get to see if Fecian had something specific for the situation. But, ooh, the Yosansen getting a big combo hit, counter hit, and now
Slash on the way down.
Applying the big pressure in the corner.
Basically one. Wow, Brave 6B doesn't care about the jump in. Fecian can't get hit. Nice side switch. Oh, we're going OD here. Aggu gets hit.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of pain, but is this faded out? I think it might have been. Yeah, and now just a punish.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, minion clap, the attack command extremely plus. Basically same as Happy Chaos Gun, leads into a very comfortable tick throw. Ooh, the big frame trap and base the burst as well! And
This
catch
might
yourself.
kill. Yeah, this here might kill.
Yeah, it's... There's something really interesting about that Sanzu. When the combo is not prorated yet, after like 1 or 2 hits, if you go straight into Sanzu, break the wall, it does ridiculous amount of damage. Like almost comparable to any RC combos, or even more in certain cases. A little early on that 6B.
Trying to do some interesting plays, throwing the minion directly up, but unfortunately, at the leg gives Aggu the time to go in, and now using Gun Super for plus frames to try and maintain pressure.
Ooh, we got out of the corner, but at what cost? Ouch! Whoa, that was a spicy round start.
Yeah, oof. Already really respectable damage, and yeah, setups into the corner.
Put a
from
ring on it.
Aggu.
Oh! And again,
And yep,
3 hits into
does it
Sanzu.
kill? It does, with a wall break.
Of course. Wow. Aggu finding a couple of really important rounds, reversing the momentum. Now on the chase, Fecian 4, Aggu 3. We have a match.
Again, these are two really strong players, so they're, as we mentioned in previous sets, you know, when it's between strong players, the biggest thing is after the first few sets, the way the players adapt to one another is what really determines kind of how the set might go. You know, going off of just the really early sets isn't the early matches isn't really telling. But here we see Aggu being so patient, waiting for the minions to expire, and then finding the gap in order to turn the corner.
YRC
Here it
for
is, a
YRC.
big combo.
Stay there.
And bam, look at that damage.
Ooh, that feels so bad. Coming from older Guilty Gear games, that 6 heavy, when you see the counter hit on Jacko 6 heavy, you're usually expecting a lot of damage, but you actually don't get much in Strive. Ooh, speaking of big counter hits.
And now with the super, this is going to be a hard knockdown and leave Fecian really close to death. And we've seen this position. Jacko doesn't like to be waking up against Baiken here.
Ooh, brave reversal throw.
Oh, but works it out. And now another throw. Now 2 minions again in the corner. A third minion being put out. And yeah, it's almost unfortunate for Fecian because it breaks so early without the possibility of a hard knockdown. But that's fine.
And the OTG is enough.
Oh,
But gosh,
very good.
Fecian did spend a lot of resources there, all their meter, and had to spend the burst as well to keep the corner position, so that win not coming for free for sure. Now Aggu,
Yeah, that was so well played though.
yeah, you kind of had to, you know, not have to guess anymore against Aggu. Oh, going under. 2D, still some low profiling capabilities, even though it's not the 3 heavy that we're expecting from Xrd.
Yeah, unfortunately Jacko getting hit unsummons a minion, so that minion wouldn't be bouncing back to hit Aggu and prevent the damage. Poof, very close.
Oh, again,
Oh.
a 6 heavy, big counter hit, but big counter hit into nothing, unfortunately. Not a whole lot of thing that you can do.
But we do get the corner here. You know, the corner for Jacko is so valuable that...
Oh, I think
no,
it hits.
does this hit? Yeah, it does. Fecian was in the middle of a crouching move.
I think that was a pretty decent place to RPS, because if Fecian lands one more normal, they will probably cancel into the minion install super right and start going ham. So before we get into that difficult situation, oh, speaking of minion supers, lots of choose here.
Yeah.
Go again.
Yeah, just advancing with the minions, and Aggu just kind of holding it, being patient, waiting all of these minions out.
Yeah, that was a very big investment. Spent basically 100 meter to sort of test this Aggu was ready to press a button. Oh, tried to air throw, I think, but... Oh, tricky, changing position with the reverse, sorry, the Kabari follow-up. There we go, this time throws
Oh,
it.
grabs it. Just like we saw earlier. Oh no. On the gap.
That's another thing, if Jacko is playing against a character who has very damaging reversals, I guess like very damaging DPs like Soul maybe is a tricky thing. At least Baiken has to use 50 meter to reversal out of some of those strings.
But still just barely holding on. Fecian still manages to get the round. Now 6 speeds, the incoming Baiken.
Small burst of damage. Nice block there on the second overhead. And now it might be starting. Lots of minions on board and all the meter as well. The ready's active. Look at that recovery. On the minion meter, you're never gonna press anything because Aggu doesn't have meter here either. No burst. Nothing.
That was so much risk build-up. And there it is. That's another game for Fecian.
That's basically I guess very, very reminiscent of the 6-minion corner situation from older games. That's just basically what you want to get to, I feel like, as Jacko. That's like your time. Unless the opponent has a burst available and ready to go, or like a ridiculous reversal super, they probably just have to just sit there and take that offense. Oh, interesting RC there. Oh, can they convert? Oh, important snipe. Gets the last minion out of the way, and now some of the red buff sort of wasted, but still gets decent amount of value for it.
Oh, and look at that. Now with the minion super, this is going to be such hard to break pressure.
Wow.
I'm sort of creating these deliberate gaps in which to use the minion's parry to see if Aggu can be baited into trying to attack into these corners. And Aggu has been really patient and good at not going into these situations a lot. Not getting baited.
Wow, and combos with the attack command as well. Look at that.
And there it is, finishing off with a 6H. So much damage.
Oh, is that far enough? Is that gonna reach? Yes, it will.
Does. Oh.
Look
And
at
it
that.
just kills. Whew.
Yeah, kind of like with Sanzu on Baiken. Confirming into Elysian Driver as fast as possible kind of gets you the biggest reward you can, so...
Yeah, it does so much damage at a baseline that you optimally don't want to have it be scaled by anything. Was that 6 points for Fecian, if I've been counting?
Yeah! Now needs only one. Ooh, kind of cool way to use the minion command, stay in the air for a little longer. This time it was punished. I guess if you hit... There's a lot of ways to hit that Yozan, giving you different frame advantages. Nice, switch sides, such a cool combo.
Oh, going for the reset? Oh, actually hits the anti-air, and this is going to do a lot of damage with the wall break.
I think it's
might kill.
Yes!
Yeah.
Really nice timing there on the 2S off screen for Fecian as well.
Yeah, just paying attention to how Aggu ended up attacking out of the wall to counter it and send him back into the corner for more pressure, and now on set point.
Aggu is definitely not done. Gun frame, gun super, plus frames on the ground. Oh, okay.
Oh, that still does hit at point blank range, but Fecian is able to get a counter hit, sending Aggu into the corner now.
Oh no, oh, that's big damage.
Look at that damage that just did in just
And the
a
red
couple
buff,
of hits.
the red buff is still on.
Yeah,
But
Fecian just needs room to call some minions. Oh, the Goldberg, the Hail Mary.
Fecian luckily has a lot of, had a lot of FD there, a lot of meter to defend, and that is 7.
Yeah. Very strong Jacko display from Fecian here.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the matchups that are not super terrible for Jacko, Fecian has been really dominating. And I guess it tends to be like that. It's a character who you don't necessarily get to fight all that often anymore, especially if you want to play against super strong players. And when you get to meet a top player like Fecian, and if you don't have the matchup experience, oh boy. But yeah, once again, Fecian putting on board the Jacko stuff. Always beautiful to watch, man.
Mm-hmm. So how, I've got a question just before we go. So this is another week. There's going to be another update to the typical bounty hunters event specific tier list. How are we gonna measure kind of the Zin versus Gamma? Are we gonna just go back and look at every individual match that they played and measure
That's a good
measured
question.
their wins and losses
You might
into the tier list like
You
that?
might have to ask the guy in charge, because it is not actually me who's running it. It's Lohi from the Finnish community. So I guess it depends on how they want to do it.
Yeah.
You could technically like run another character as random, but you could
Yeah.
take those matchups as single takes.
It's just an interesting food for thought for
Yeah,
when the
for sure.
for when the tier list is to be made. Still, you know, that's another win for Jacko, which, if I can find the most recent version of the tier list, because we posted it earlier in the chat, we were talking about it. Yeah, she was in C tier, and this might be the little push to get out.
And if you're not completely sure what we're talking about, we basically have our strictly the bounty hunters matches stacked on the results stacked on a spreadsheet, and we have our own generated little tier list based on the win rates of the bounty hunters, the characters appearing on bounty hunters. So we have funky stuff like Gold Lewis
Million
in
number
S
one
tier.
next to Gold Lewis.
Yeah.
Soul at the lower end of B tier.
It's
Leo and Ram on bottom tier as well.
It's really funny kind of tier list to paste people without any context at all. I'm like, what the fuck is this? All right.
In any case, thank you everyone who participated today. Thank you kyuukei for hosting.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was a lot of fun casting the first random select game. Hope we get to cast more of those in the future. Thank you.
I was really sad for missing last week, but I'm glad I could join again today.
Yeah. Always a pleasure commentate with you.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to commentate with you as well.
Ooh. Oh my. All right, where are we gonna send you guys?
The tier list is on the Discord right now. I'll send it back. If you're on the Bounty Hunters Discord, boom, I sent it again.
Which is also the place that you can join if you wanna sign up for a game. We do this every week, same time, 5 p.m. CEST. The signups will go online in a couple of minutes, and they'll be up till Tuesday, Wednesday, around that time. Sign up and we'll get you a good even match for next week. And that's how it's gonna be. Thank you so much. We will sign off for now.
Yeah.
And
I'll see you soon.
yeah. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.